с Уфой, где драма случилась в пользу Уфы. И эти, в принципе, 4 матча, которые подарили много эмоций разных. И для телевизора это точно здорово, да и для болельщиков в целом, и для всего имиджа чемпионата, что все по спортивному принципу заняли свои места и вылетают, и прилетают.
Насколько гол логичен или, может быть, алогичен, тем не менее?
Но если смотреть по игре, то последние 20 минут, на самом деле, там не было футбола, там были замены, борьба, валяние на поле, выходы медиков.
No French food.
Why not?
Not adventurous.
No, what do you mean?
For me, no, sorry.
No snails?
No snails. No.
What about the wine?
Oh, very good. What was it called?
Oh, I forgot, to be fair. You guys had the bottle. I never saw that bottle.
Okay, CBS has upped your bonus. I didn't know there were bonuses, by the way. Interesting. Has upped your bonus this year, so money is no object for this question. You own a team, you could buy one player from either Liverpool or Real Madrid to build your team around. Who is it going to be? Thierry?
Van Dijk.
Van Dijk.
Oh.
Van Dijk.
Ooh.
It's a hat-trick.
3 for 3, okay. One club that you wish you had played for, but you didn't. Micah?
Ooh, the Arsenal. The mighty Arsenal.
Oh,
yes.
Why? Why is that? No, why is that?
To play with Titi, yeah?
Wow, that's a tough one.
I would go with Barcelona.
Not Everton.
No, I couldn't say that now. No, Barcelona as a kid, that was a team I used to love.
Thierry?
Wow. See, let me think.
Take your time.
No, it's a tough one. But I'm going to have to go. Obviously, we all know, but Liverpool.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that one coming.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, this next one I think is an interesting one. If you had to guess, do you think that Karim Benzema knows who Micah Richards is?
No, and no.
Hold up. I think we should give people a bit of context just in case they missed this, right? So for anybody who did miss it when it actually happened, Micah Richards gave us some insight on Karim Benzema. Round of 16, 2022. You said, before then, weren't really so sure, but now, round of 16, 2022, he's really convinced me that he's as good as Harry Kane.
No. You're mixing up words here.
No, I rewatched it this morning. That's almost a quote.
No, I'm just saying, he was in Ronaldo's shadow before. Now he's come out there. He's shining. And yes, top player. Top player.
So, Jamie, do you think he knows who he is?
He hasn't got a clue who he is. I'd be pleased if he knows who I am.
Thierry?
No.
No?
No.
Straight no.
Or maybe after what you said,
well,
he went to research what you did.
The good thing is...
I'm a Premier League, son.
Hey. You and your French accent. The good thing is, we can tell you, Micah. We can figure it out. Have a watch.
Tell me what?
Karim, ¿conoces a Micah Richards?
Just hypnotize me, and I just love your flashy way.
Yeah, I like a bit of Biggie. I might go for Biggie, actually.
Jamie's shoulder movement is something special.
Wait till you see me later.
Obviously, you're gonna have to see them. Look at how big they are.
All right, next up, it is time to get analytical. We're going to bring you a deep dive into Karim Benzema's game with Thierry Henry, Jamie Carragher, and Micah who?
Roger Federer.
Ooh. Okay.
That's
the other
one.
two.
What's the other
only.
two?
No, one and only. It was one, not a question.
I'm going Thierry Henry, Alex Ferguson, and Jurgen Klopp.
Alex Ferguson.
Yes.
Was it one or three? Now I'm confused.
The three.
It was,
The question was
one.
three.
It was one. I saw it.
No, the question was three. I was only doing the three. There you go. Okay, final question. Only one answer to this one, really. The Beatles, Oasis, or Biggie? Micah.
Oh, behave. How was Oasis even in this? You can't bring Oasis into that with the Beatles and Biggie.
Legendary British bands, Jamie.
Oasis are fantastic.
Flopped in America.
I don't think that's true.
It is. Oasis.
They didn't flop. I mean, that's a bit strong, Jamie.
Come on.
Go on.
They didn't do what the Beatles did they?
The Beatles were special.
Yes.
shapes, a complete solid pattern may be used.
You're gonna have to see them. Look at how big they are.
All right. Chelsea, and then Manchester City.
Real Madrid, everlasting sweethearts of our continent. They love this competition. It brings the best out in them. A hat-trick for Karim Benzema. The current champions of Europe face the eternal champions of Europe. He's got another! He's got another! He's got a hat-trick! Modric, it's a great ball. Rodrigo! What a match! Take your seat, because I think this might be quite something. It's 4-3. The night of the Real Resurrection! Real Madrid are Paris-bound.
All right, let's talk about some of the players that we're expecting to be important for Real Madrid tonight. I think Vinicius Jr. is an obvious name to pick out. He's gone from this kid who was so inconsistent that Benzema didn't want to pass him the ball to now being a really key player for Real Madrid, Thierry.
He definitely wants to pass him the ball now, and Vinicius also give the ball to Benzema. But what he understood at one point is you got to be efficient. You can showboat, you can try to nutmeg at times, but it has to be with efficiency. And now he understood that.
Absolutely. If we're talking about Vinicius Jr., I think obviously you think about that matchup with Trent Alexander-Arnold, and you think that's going to be key tonight, Mike?
Yeah, I think that's where the game's going to be won and lost tonight. I think with Trent Alexander-Arnold was so good going forward, but Vinicius so good at dribbling. That's where I see, the spacing behind is going to be created today. As you see here, this is against Chelsea. Reece James gets caught out of position and Christian's
pass in there. Goalkeeper Alisson needs to come out there. You can't do this every time, Jenny. It's impossible to do that. Now and again, you will have to concede a chance. And in that play, Alisson has proven himself to be fantastic this season as well. The next clip is precisely the same situation, only he stays on the line. But
really important area for Liverpool in terms of Kanate playing there. He's gone with the younger man, not Matip, and that relationship between him and Trent will be vital to stop Real Madrid.
Okay, let's take you back up to Jenny Chu and Peter Schmeichel, because I'm just interested in your guys' thoughts on what Micah and Jamie have just been showing us there.
Well, Kate, I absolutely agree. When Liverpool plays that high line, that opens up that space for that ball in behind them, and that adds for Alisson to need to come into play, and that's something that, Peter, you expect Alisson to do great with.
No, he's had a fantastic season. Last time these two teams played in the Champions League final, the goalkeeper unfortunately had a then he's looking for that pass. He's trying to kick it. No, he throws an unbelievable throw up there and exploiting that space, and that's on for Liverpool today. So he plays a part both ends, or he's got to play an important part both ends.
Well, both goalkeepers are going to play a huge part today, both of them able to make that pass, and we're expecting a high-paced game.
The goalkeeper, unfortunately, had a really, really bad. That just shows you exactly what I mean. So we see the high line, we see that pass in there. Goalkeeper Alisson needs to come out there. You can't do this every time, Jenny. It's impossible to do that. Now and again, you will have to concede a chance. And in this season as well, the next clip is precisely the same situation, only he stays on the line. The pass goes in here. See again the high line? Wolverhampton here plays it. It's onside. It's very good. And this time he can't get out to it, so he stays, but he saves the ball. We saw Vinicius Jr. scoring that goal before. He ran it was 48 yards. Scoring against Manchester City, and we will see situations like this today, and that's where Alisson really has to be on form. Exploiting that 30 yards in behind the defence is something that he can do as well. We will see Real Madrid attack a few times as well, and what Alisson is doing really well is, his distribution. We've seen that. The Brazilian goalkeepers are just fantastic. In my next clip here, we see him catch the ball. It comes in. Now, he catches that cross, and then he's looking for that pass. He's trying to kick it. No, he throws an unbelievable throw up there and exploiting that space, and that's on for
England won.
However, Guillaume, the last time that an English team beat a Spanish team in a European final was actually in this very city, and it was when Liverpool beat Real Madrid in 1981.
Long time ago.
It was a long time. I wasn't even born, actually. Also, another... to keep an eye on tonight. Cristiano Ronaldo currently holds the Champions League tonight. He will become the most successful manager in European competition. He's also reached the Champions League final more than any other manager. So what is the secret, Guillaume, and how has he got to this final with this team?
Let me tell you first how he got the job. About a year ago, he rang one of the decision makers at Real Madrid, and they were on the phone talking things. Oh my God, Zidane is going, Carlos says. And the man says, yeah, and we don't know what we're going to do. And Carlos says, how about me? And the man says, but you are at Everton. A week later, it was all sorted. He's done many things, but I'll tell you three. One, he pushed Benzema from the beginning. In the first press conference, he said, he's got to give us more goals. Two, Vinicius looked not sharp enough, needed better coaching. He's been giving him a lot of that. And he listened to the top guys, to Modric, to Kroos, to define how the team had to play. I'll give you one more omen in favor of Real Madrid. In the last 10 Champions League and Europa League finals between English sides and Spanish sides, Spain 9, England 1.
However, Guillaume, the last time that an English team beat a Spanish team in a European final was actually in this very city, and it was when Liverpool beat Real Madrid in 1981.
Long time ago.
It was a long time. I wasn't even born, actually. Also, another record to keep an eye on tonight. Cristiano Ronaldo currently holds the record for the most Champions League wins as a player in terms of titles with 5. But there are 8 Real Madrid players that can actually match that tonight. One of those is Karim Benzema, which is pretty amazing.
It sure is. Let's talk about Karim Benzema, because I think for a 34-year-old player to be in one of his best seasons, close to winning a Ballon d'Or and another Champions League, is just exceptional. One of the things you talked about this season, Terry, is just how complete a player he is.
He's been complete for a very long time. Obviously, he's adding more goals, but he's a complete striker. That's exactly how you would like a striker to play. He has everything in his game. You know, the way he puts pressure, the way he can hold the ball, the way he can invite people in. You're going to see it here. We all remember against Paris Saint-Germain, people were debating if it was a foul or not. He doesn't care. He goes. He puts pressure on Donnarumma, gets the ball back, obviously through Vinicius, position himself, put the ball in the back of the net. That's him putting pressure. Here, look at the ball that he gives to Vinicius. Goes in the box and make the box. Make sure that he's facing the goal. What a header. We all remember. Same here. Great number 9 play. Modric puts the ball in. His shoulders are fixing the goal again. He puts the ball where the ball came from. But here, the audacity and the gumption that he had to do the Panenka here against City. And again, at home against City, putting the ball in for Rodrigo to score. Listen, assist, pressure, audacity, everything. He can hold the ball, he can do everything. Headers, name it.
I think Thierry's spot on. I think this Real Madrid team has relied a lot on individuals through the spine of the team, and another one is Luka Modric in midfield. He's been absolutely outstanding in this tournament. We know he's a great player, but his role in actually taking Real Madrid to this final, along with Benzema and maybe Courtois as well, I think has been instrumental. I mean, we talk about players at a certain age or a certain vintage, and you think of in midfield that you get to a certain age and you maybe not as good a player. I mean, that pass we've just seen is one of the greatest passes you will ever see. I'm not trying to, blow it bigger than it is, but some of his performances here as well against PSG, running with the ball, we've seen all kinds of different qualities in these clips from Luka Modric. So you see him run with the ball, he's then sustaining the attack, keeping it going. If he doesn't make that run then, he can't make that final pass. And you think of the career he's had, you think of how many actual Croatians, again, being in this position and won Champions League finals. He's an absolute superstar.
Absolutely. Well, after the break, we're going to keep it moving for you, continue the build-up. Real Madrid and Liverpool playing in this Champions League final. We're going to take you out to the city where Jamie Carragher never walks alone. Champions League Media Day in Liverpool is next. things for Liverpool, even though the Reds did, of course, rebound to win the Champions League the very next season. Liverpool does have a long, proud history in this tournament. Actually, let me throw in another quiz question. Does anybody know who has played the most games for Liverpool Football Club in the Champions League?
Carragher.
That's an easy one.
Easy.
Is it?
He's told me about 10 times.
Well, in that case, who better than to send along to Merseyside for 6-time winners Media Day than #1 on the Liverpool Champions League list, Jamie Carragher himself.
We're here at the AXA Training Centre, which is Liverpool's training ground, where the world's media has descended because Liverpool will play Real Madrid in the Champions League final, and this is a chance for us to speak to Jurgen Klopp and some of the players. Abdo, you're going to be out of a job soon. Okay, all good?
Yeah, good.
Spoke to Thierry?
Yeah, he's not coming.
Did you text him or did he text you?
He texted me.
Bring that cup up, okay?
Yes.
Real Madrid against Liverpool. Wow.
19 European Cups between both teams. What makes this competition so special for your club?
It is the best cup competition in the world. It is. I think the whole world is either red or white, and I can't wait to go there and play this game.
Sadio Mane, if he wins the final, great chance of winning the Ballon d'Or.
Wow. Very good compliment, Jimmy.
We've got Thierry Henry in the studio.
Yeah.
Now, he's a big believer that you can get your hands on that trophy, and if Thierry Henry says it, it must be a good chance.
Wow. If it's come from Thierry Henry, I think something.
You played against him before in this final 4 years ago. How different is your Liverpool team right now to that team?
We are different animals since then, definitely. This final was kind of the kickstart for this team, and it's great to get a chance again.
Do you think Real Madrid is different as well?
Look at Madrid's team, you know, they've got world-class players all over the pitch that can change a game in any moment, as we've seen against City, Chelsea in the last 2 rounds.
You know, we've got Micah Richards, and as you can imagine, he's devastated that City aren't in this final. I always think when I play European, you want to play European teams. I don't like...
Yeah, I know what you're saying. You know, I think in the Champions League final, Liverpool, Madrid it doesn't get much bigger than that, really. Do you know what I mean?
No,
in the history of
the
football.
same thing if
I know.
Man City does it.
I know. His team is
Everyone got a bit.
Yeah, they certainly did.
Shots left, right, and centre.
I think Mo Salah has obviously been front and centre of the narrative building up to this game against Real Madrid, especially since his comments about who he wanted in the final. This is what he said: I want to play Madrid. I have to be honest, we have a score to settle. I want to play against them and hopefully win. Do those emotions coming into that game, do they serve him tonight, Jamie?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Jurgen Klopp actually tried to distance himself a little bit from those comments, and people don't like to talk too much about revenge. But I actually thought it was refreshing how honest he was, and he wanted to come up against Madrid. He had unfinished business, and this is the actual challenge in the game with Ramos. He became a big villain.
The game that decides who wins the Ballon d'Or between Benzema and Sadio Mane.
Listen, I said it loud and clear the other day. I think that Karim will be the logic winner for me. But if Sadio Mane wins the Champions League, he has a strong case.
All right, cool. Well, we are getting close to kick off now. Stay with us. This is the Champions League on CBS.
Interviews and they don't give you much. And then Salah said he wants revenge. That's what you want to hear, because, you know, you can have the politically correct answer, but Mane, talk to me about Mane, Thierry. I know you're a huge, huge fan.
Listen, what he's been doing this season, winning the African Cup of Nations for the first time for Senegal, qualifying against Egypt, which was difficult, bringing his team there. I've been saying for a very long time that this player is special, since his Southampton days, since when he was playing for Salzburg also and Metz. He is very good. His work rate, the way he galvanized the team is contagious. And more often than not, he was in the shadow of Mo Salah, which was normal because Mo Salah was outstanding. But I think beating Mo Salah in the Champions League, in the African Cup of Nations, stopping Mo Salah going to the World Cup, somehow put him in front of him, even at Liverpool.
Yeah,
you know, everyone wants to be in the party, even the fly.
Just very quickly, yes or no, is this the game that decides decides who wins the Ballon d'Or between Benzema and Sadio Mane?
Listen, I said it loud and clear the other day. I think that Karim will be the logic winner for me. But if Sadio Mane wins the Champions League, he has a strong case.
All right, cool. Well, we are getting close to kick off now. Stay with us. This is the Champions League on CBS.
Though, Kate, because as we know, the final wasn't originally scheduled to be here, so there was a concert here on Saturday night. So the team have been spending all week getting this pitch ready. They had to lay a new pitch here, and it was only finished 2 days ago. A little insight into that pitch as well. The grass was actually grown in Spain, but not in Madrid. It was actually grown nearer to Barcelona, but it is ready for the big final tonight. And as me and Guillaume have been here pitch side, we've noticed something with one of the Liverpool players, Guillaume.
Yeah, Thiago was actually stepping on that pitch, first of all, as if he wasn't comfortable. He was doing a different type of exercise, and Jess Milner just passed by and I asked him, is Thiago okay? What was his face like?
He kind of just gave us an awkward smile.
He wasn't so sure.
He wasn't so sure, and the reports we're hearing is that Naby Keita could potentially start instead of him. If we hear anything else, we'll let you know, Kate.
All right, Christoph, thank you guys very much. Well, rarely has a Champions League final featured so many players from both teams that have raised the famous trophy before, but on both sides they are all hungry for more glory tonight. Kickoff is getting closer. This is the Champions League on CBS.
fantastic as it is, but to be bringing big superstars from the world here, you and me talk about this a lot. This is great for the Champions League.
Yeah, and this is what it's about. It's a spectacle. We've been to the Super Bowl and watched games there, and what goes around a 90-minute, the actual live game is incredible stuff. Experiences and superstars like this performing and being able to feel that. But as players, we talked about this on the way here, you never get to experience all this around the stadium, the emotion. We can see the fans on their faces, all the expectancy levels. But these people here that come to watch here, you want them to sing their hearts out. They're starting out. They've got 15 more minutes to cheer their teams up.
Yeah, I think this stage should be like the Super Bowl, Jake. You know, you've got to treat the fans. They're paying good money. They're saving up all year round. It's expensive to follow Liverpool and Real Madrid this season. They've done ever so well, so they deserve for it to be like a celebration and a big event. It's about a memory for the rest of your life, so the better it can be, the bigger it can be. Fantastic.
We never knew anything what was going on, though. I couldn't tell you at any game who was singing before the game. Could you? As players, you're just like
in the zone.
You're not thinking about all the entertainment at all. Get me out there, get me playing.
Quite right. Look, there was quite a lot of talk about the tickets, because it feels like you want to get as many fans from the clubs in rather than, you know, too many dignitaries and things. You look around here now, I mean, this looks about 60-70% red in here, doesn't it?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. It's I was just saying that before, wasn't it? About 2/3 are Liverpool fans. It'll feel like a home game, absolutely, to Liverpool. And that's just what Liverpool expect, really. Liverpool have always been followed well in Europe. As I said, Real Madrid, they don't tend to take away fans to away games in the domestic league. But, of course, when they travel around Europe in the Champions League, then they can come out in force as well.
And we were walking around Paris today. I reckon it was about 10-1, red versus white. I mean, Steve McManaman was saying he thinks about 150,000 Liverpool fans might be over here.
That's why I wasn't hanging about the streets of Paris the last couple of days, because I wouldn't have been as welcome as these two guys alongside me.
And of course, credit to those fans who found that they couldn't get flights, they couldn't come across on the tunnel, they couldn't get a ferry. What did they do?
They hired a boat.
They hired a speedboat and made their way across the water that way. By hook or by crook, mate, they get here.
Yeah, they do, because they love the team and they love the club, and whatever it takes to get there and share the memory. And obviously, it needs to be a positive outcome. You don't really tend to remember the ones that don't go well. It's all about the pain or the glory. That's where we are right now. Unfortunately, this is the stage. One has to go away unhappy and one goes away, and it's the best feeling in the world.
It's interesting, though, isn't it? Because we often talk about things that are hard for you being bad for you, but quite often things that are hard for you are not always bad for you. And Liverpool are a football club where on the pitch there's been struggles and trials over the years, but that's given them strength in adversity.
Definitely, and that's one of the great things about this football club is that, you know, the history of it, the achievements, the ups, the downs. The announcement's just been announced as well in terms of the 15-minute delay, Jake, up on the big screen. So I think all the crowd are aware of that now, and you just feel a little lull in the atmosphere again before it builds up. But no, this club is an unbelievable one. Both clubs, the history of these two teams is quite astonishing. 19 Champions League winners between them.
Well, if you're wondering what the boos are about, it's because they're being told in here about the delay. And if you're wondering why we're still talking and Camila Cabello is not singing, it's because, well, it was meant to start about 5 minutes ago. But listen, I suppose she can do what she likes, right?
You might have to fill in, Jake. Do a few numbers. You'll love that, wouldn't you?
I'll be a backup. Don't worry about that.
Tell you what, you three walk out first, I'll follow behind.
Rio can do it.
No, that'll be the biggest boo of the night, trust me.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Right, I think we're going to take a very quick break, and when we come back, though, we will be hopefully here with Camila Cabello, and hopefully a game of football for you as well, just to confirm a 15-minute delay here in Paris before the Champions League final. We'll see you in a couple of minutes. major final. You know, let's remember why the final's in Paris. The final's in Paris because of unrest in the world, and we don't want anything going on out there that is unsavoury.
No, you're dead right, Jake. It is so sad, and obviously, you know, everything's got to be military precision out there. I mean, us getting into the stadium ourselves, everything is military precision. And you do think to yourself, wow, getting 75,000 people into this stadium is going to be a big effort, the way everybody's getting checked. And inevitably, there's going to be people panicking, they cannot get to the stadium in time. We don't know what's gone on, but it's so sad to hear that there are troubles outside.
Oh, yeah, we don't know what's going on, but all you pray for is people's safety. You come to a football match to enjoy yourself, you want to be entertained. You don't ever walk into a stadium and expect any trouble, any dramas, and certainly not to be hurt at all. So hopefully that's down to a minimum.
Yeah, I think that goes for both sets of supporters as well. And, you know, you hope that the police control it in the right way. The traffic was horrendous on the way, and you've got a lot of people trying to get into the stadium in a short space of time. You just hope there's no issues out there and everyone gets home safely.
Yeah, I mean, it was only a couple of hours ago that Kenny Dalglish was here laying a wreath in honour of the victims of the Aiscore disaster. And every time you hear about situations like this at a football ground, you just hope for the safety and security of, you know, the Champions League has changed. The Champions League is expensive, but it's now a family thing. There's so many children running around out there wearing Liverpool tops, Real Madrid tops. This is a family affair.
And that's what you want. You come to a stadium and you bring your kids, you enjoy it. It's memories that last forever. And the last thing you'd want is a memory like what we're hearing about potentially outside the stadium, where there's going to be tears and there's going to be maybe a bit of pain and hurt. We don't know the extent of it now, but again, you come to a stadium with your kids, you want big moments that happen on that football pitch, not to be remembered outside rather than on there.
Yeah, you want it to be a positive experience. You want to be going home talking about the action on the pitch. You know, you want to go home happy with the outcome of the game. You don't want to be going home, you know, or having to go to the hospital for an unsavoury event. Let's hope that's not going to be the case.
The biggest thing that we hope is that all the fans outside, despite the reports we're hearing, are safe, secure, are okay. They get their way into the stadium and then the game can kick off. And, you know, we were due to talk about Liverpool's high line and Real Madrid conceding 109 chances since the knockout stages began. But when you suddenly get reports like that and you see distraught fans coming in with their eyes streaming, it suddenly feels trite to be talking about a game of football, doesn't it?
It does, because the build-up was going so well in the stadium. We've not seen any trouble whatsoever. We've been in here for 3 hours before the game, and then as soon as they said there's a 15-minute delay, you think, what for? It looks like the majority of people in here, but then you hear reports of what's happening outside, and as we've said, we've not seen it. We've only heard reports so far, but we just hope that everyone is safe. I know it's a huge operation to get people into the stadium with the right tickets in a safe manner, and it sounds like that's not gone according to plan, so we keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, and we've just been told actually that in about a minute and a half the opening ceremony and Camille Cabello will be on the pitch doing their thing. And I just like to hope that UEFA, if there were real problems out there, UEFA wouldn't be getting the opening ceremony going and the match beginning. So hopefully that is an indicator that things out there have calmed down and fans can make their way in.
Yeah, you'd like to think so. And I think, again, I think the authorities, the police, you'd like to think that people's health and well-being is at the forefront of everybody's mind. Yes, there's entertainment value that's going to be here, but once all that's sorted out outside the stadium, then we can move on to the entertainment.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've got some pictures coming in from outside, and those pictures are showing us that there are people queuing. They're still queuing to get in, and the queues are big, the queues are long, and you know it's been like this actually, Stephen, for the past couple of days. I mean, Paris has been awash. It took us a good couple of hours just to drive a few miles to get here today, didn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's a busy city. A lot of people are, you know, not coming to the game and trying to get from A to B. And then you had obviously a lot of following. Liverpool have brought an awful lot of fans over. It wouldn't surprise me if there's probably 60 to 80 Liverpool fans. You know, a lot of people were out tickets, same for the Real Madrid. So it was always going to be a bit of an issue. But let's hope it's just rumours and hearsay at the moment. We need more information before we really, you know, talk properly on the situation.
And if the opening ceremony is happening now, that leads to a further delay for the players. But if we're talking another 15-20 minute delay, we could see another warm-up out there, couldn't we, actually, before kick-off?
Yeah, I think that'll be the case if it goes that long. And I think the players, as you think back to when we played getting warm and getting ready. We've already seen maybe Thiago might be coming out of the team, but you need everyone warmed up. You don't want to be going out there thinking, do you know what, I wish I'd have had another 5-10 minutes getting myself rebooted. You can't afford to have that. Maybe that comes to the management having a conversation with the referees to see if that could be a possibility, maybe.
Yeah, I think also in these new stadiums, you get a big warm-up area as well. You know, they have developed the stadiums. Years gone by, you had very small dressing rooms, but now you have a big AstroTurf area, so I'm sure both managers have got the players active as we speak.
Yeah, and one thing is for sure, there will be regular dialogue between the management and the referee and the people running the show, UEFA, let's say. So there'll be a lot of dialogue, there'll be a lot of quick decisions as well being made, certainly by Ancelotti and Jurgen Klopp, as to what the next step is. But at the minute, as I say, we still think it's just a 15-minute delay.
Yeah, I'd be surprised though, wouldn't you?
I think what's key as well in these situations, obviously everybody being well and okay outside the stadium, but from a player's, like more of a selfish perspective, you want a definitive number. You want a 15 minutes or it's going to be 20 minutes. You don't want this up in the air. It could be 20, it could be half an hour, because then you're in no man's land.
I only know 2 Camila Cabello songs anyway, so she might just do 2 and we can move on to the football as quick as we can, with all due respect. But
I'm hoping it's worth the wait. Let's put it that way. I mean, I think they're getting close, because for the last 5 minutes I haven't actually heard the answers any of you have given me, because in my earpiece I've been hearing Camila Cabello's backing dancers and her talking down in the tunnel, so I can only assume that they're on the same frequency and talk back that we're on. So it's nice to hear them talking and discussing what their plans are out on the opening ceremony, and it sounds like it's going to be fun. But apologies if I've looked blank at any of you and haven't known what you're talking about, but that's probably the norm.
It's normal. It's normal.
It's normal, yeah.
It's no different to normal.
I only got in there first because I knew that you were going to say that. You were going to say that next. So, yeah, hopefully, Camila Cabello very shortly, and then kick-off not long after that. And hopefully things have calmed down outside. And then we can start talking about a game of football again, because there still remains a game of football where both sides give up chances. Both sides have got amazing strikers. Both sides have got incredible history and legacy and passionate fans. It's so perfectly poised. We don't want anything overshadowing what should be a really special night in European football.
No, I don't think no, well, let's hope not. Let's hope there's not anything overshadowing. But in terms of what's going to happen on the pitch, I think it's a mouth-watering final between 2 huge European teams. I see Liverpool coming out quite quickly. I see them actually scoring quite early. And I think there's a big gulf in class between both teams. Now, I know Madrid have taken some huge scalps this season, but as I mentioned earlier, they've only played well in tiny little parts of those games. And I think Liverpool are good enough to actually, when they're on top, to actually make that pay, score a couple of goals. And I think Liverpool don't want this getting into a bit of a grind in 80 minutes. If it's still 0-0 at 80 minutes, the pendulum starts swinging. I think they want to...
It has to be a couple of goals, though. Like, one is not enough against Real Madrid in the 91st minute.
It's not, but I think about this. Both sets of defenders last night going to bed, I think the more comfortable sleep would have been with the Liverpool defenders. I think if you're in the Real Madrid team, the way that they concede chances and the way it can be open at times, here they're coming out.
Sorry to interrupt you, mate. We can see on the big screen in here, they are now coming out to warm up again, so here we go again.
Good. I mean, they'll be pleased with that. There's obviously a definitive number that's been said that they're going to be after warming up for it to come out. So hopefully we'll get to the kick-off as quick as we can. But just going back to my point about defenders sleeping a bit easier, the Real Madrid defenders, they give up a lot of chances throughout the Champions League, throughout the season, domestically as well. And they're up against probably one of the most dynamic and lethal front threes in football at the moment. They could end this game in 6 or 7 minutes, the Liverpool front three, if they get the right chances created for them.
Yeah, I think both teams have got the capability of scoring goals very quickly. I agree with Rio, it might come down to who defends the better. We haven't really touched on much the importance of the bench and the people on the bench. Real Madrid have got some real big options from the bench, so it's going to be such a fascinating time.
Ever been in a situation like this?
Well, yeah, we've had some games that have been delayed before, but not often you have it in one of the biggest games of the season. But listen, these are all experienced players, both sets of players. They've been there, seen it, done it. A 15, a 20, a half an hour delay isn't going to put them off.
It's going to be interesting as well if Thiago doesn't start, the difference in the midfield. Because Thiago is the one player who comes into this team, in the Liverpool team, especially this season. He can dictate the pace of the game. He can control things from in there. And if he Keita plays instead of him, yes, it brings a bit more legs, maybe a bit more dynamism. But that experience and that ability to put your foot on the ball and say, no, slow it down, quicken it up, one-on-one. It's a big difference.
Yeah, I think he's in top form, Rio. I think the last 3-4 months he's really announced himself as a Liverpool player. He's like a conductor in there. He's controlling games, the tempo, the speed, the way Liverpool play. He's out there now waving to the crowd. For him to come back out to do a second warm-up must mean good news that he's going to start the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And you may have seen it, or you can see on the screen just there, kick-off delayed until 9:30. Of course, that is 9:30 Parisian time, so for you in the UK, that's at 8:30. So we think that maybe in about 20 minutes' time we'll have the pre-match show, but right now you can see Thibaut Courtois and the Real Madrid players also making their way out to do their warm-up, to try and get themselves ready to the booths, as you may expect from the Liverpool fans who are in here. But just to confirm what's happened here this evening, there have been reports of tear gas being used outside the stadium, problems and issues with people trying to make it into the stadium, and we've now had kick-off delayed until 9:30 here in Paris in this Champions League final, as the players are out there warming up. Right then, let's talk then about this defending. We've got some of the shots of Real Madrid and these 109 chances that they've given up in the knockout stages. It doesn't seem to faze them though. They seem to be able to give up these chances and still make it through against the very best, which they've shown us.
Yeah, Jake, they've always been a team that have conceded chances. They've always been quite a team that play on the front foot, take risks, let's say, and that's been the case for many, many years. But in this competition, in particular this season, they have conceded a lot of goals, a lot of chances. We've already mentioned their path through to this final, how unbelievable it's been for them to get this far. And Manchester City, really, in the first leg, as we see some of the chances here, should have been away and gone. I mean, it was staggering how they were only one goal ahead going to the Bernabeu. But they do give up chances. But as we've seen at the other end, they've got some players that can turn the tide in their way as well.
I'm not sure you get away with it all the time. I think City really let them off the hook in both games. I believe if them chances are presented tonight, I think Liverpool have got too many killers in the front line. You can even mention Jota there. They've got too many killers in the team to let them opportunities go by on a stage like this.
And a big key to that as well, they haven't got a second leg to kind of get things back on track. It's got to be done today, and then you don't get that second chance in a final. It's one game, you've got to get it done here. But what I would say, they do concede chances, but they don't fold under that. A lot of teams concede chances and they lose confidence. They end up stepping back and saying they carry on because of the experience, especially in the midfield area. Casemiro, Cruz and Modric, because of that experience, they know defenders as well. I don't want it, but I can give it to them. And that confidence, that can then spread through the team because those type of players then take on that responsibility. It's a huge thing in the game.
And is it a back line, do you think, still missing the experience of Ramos and Varane?
You always may miss two names the size of them. They've been there and done it. Obviously, serial winners. But what you would say is to get to this stage, you've got a good team, you've got good players. You don't get this far without them. Militao and Alaba. Okay, Alaba's more of a left back or maybe a midfielder at times, but he's that good. He's got that many attributes. He's comfortable in there. He's got the speed. They can recover well. But I think they're going to have to be slightly tighter. They're tighter as a unit and collectively tonight, because I don't think Liverpool will let them get away with it if they defend like they did against Manchester City.
If Liverpool play at the Premier League pace that we're accustomed to seeing them, with that intensity, aggressive behaviour against them when they're retrieving the ball in transitions, being aggressive and direct, they do that consistently throughout this game. Do you think that they can stay with it? I don't think they can.
I think they'll blow this Real Madrid team away. I really do. I think playing at the Bernabeu is a huge thing for Real Madrid. Not got the home comforts today, and if Liverpool play like they normally do, I think they are a level ahead of Real Madrid at the moment. They're a level ahead of virtually everyone on this planet at the moment. But if they concede goals, as Stevie says, you can't just keep getting chances. You can't keep getting away with it. Another thing to add to this, Jake, as well, and I probably open myself up to a bit of criticism, but two players on show today, whoever wins this trophy, probably Sadio Mane or Karim Benzema, going to go on to win personal honours as well. If you look at Sadio Mane's season so far, winning the AFCON, winning what would be a treble, for Benzema winning the league and the Champions League, one of these two are probably going to go on to win the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, I agree, but I can't look beyond Benzema, what he's done this season in the knockout stage. He's won the league as well, domestically in Spain, and without him, they don't get to this far. I think without Sadio Mane, they probably still get this far, Liverpool. I think that's the big difference between the players.
Yeah, I think 15 goals in the competition this year, I think it is, and that's some return for any player. I think since Ronaldo's gone, he's really come out of the shadow. He's been a fantastic player for over a decade now, and he was when he was supporting Ronaldo, but I think he's getting the credit he deserves now because Ronaldo's gone to a different challenge.
So who would get your Ballon d'Or vote?
Well, I'm always biased now, trying not to be biased. I think they'll both be worthy winners. I think obviously Sadio's done it at international level as well. In the domestic cups he's done it, so there's an argument for him. But if I see Benzema get it, I would praise it because for that return and the goals against big teams, to knock Chelsea out, City, Paris Saint-Germain, he done that virtually on his own, which is fantastic.
I think that's called sitting on the fence, Stephen.
I'll go Mane then.
I think it's a simple equation, Jay. Whoever wins this game today, the respective player will win it. No question about it.
I agree.
Okay. Right, we're going to take a very quick break. Just a quick reminder, it's now a 9:30 kickoff local time, 8:30 kickoff for you in the UK this evening. So make sure you stay exactly where you are, and we'll continue our build up to this delayed 2022 Champions League final next. 50% empty.
Yeah, in certain areas, Jake, that is certainly the case. There's a lot of people, as we're told, that are outside still trying to get in. We don't know what's going on outside, so it's very hard, and we're speculating, but it's certainly a spare few seats in this arena, and what we got? Still 10 plus minutes till kick-off.
Yeah. Stephen's still denying requests for autographs because we're live on the telly. What do they expect you to do? Listen, thanks for putting us first. Well, look, we spoke about Real Madrid giving up chances. Let's talk about this Liverpool high line, because it's a kind of risk and reward strategy that Jurgen Klopp's happy to play, because it, again, gives more rewards than risks, I guess.
Yeah, I think the reason they do it is obviously they want to keep trouble away from their own goal. For example, on restart, they have a really high line, so whoever's competing for it, if it doesn't come off, they're further away from the goal. In general play, it's because they want to keep the distances really tight and really narrow, but they don't get it right all the time, and at times it can cause problems. You see City here, you know, nearly getting in the final. One straight ball over the top of Trent creates another dangerous moment, so they have to get this right tonight, because Real Madrid will cause them big problems.
With the high line, I think I spoke to Virgil van Dijk a couple of weeks ago about it, and he said, listen, we work on it. This is where Trent will have to be a bit more aware, but that's where Konate, I think that's why he's come in, because of his pace and his ability and being able to cover for Trent in those areas. But I think when you've got people who can run and move as fast as Virgil and Konate, that you can afford to stay high, but you've got to be aware of the runners. If there's runners coming from deep, you've just got to open your body up, maybe take a step back at times, and be a bit more patient with the way that you press the game.
I'm just looking at the players as well on show today. I mean, against certain teams, you think to yourself, oh, playing a high line could be risky today. Do you think it's that risky?
No.
Benzema's not the quickest nowadays. Vinicius probably the only risky player that's going to expose it.
I think they can afford to press it as aggressively, if not more aggressive than they've done in recent weeks and months in the season, because the only one concerned in behind really is Vinicius. So as long as in the other areas they can push really hard, Valverde's going to come inside a bit more and create an extra overload inside. Benzema's going to come to the ball a bit more. Yes, he'll drift behind in between players, but he's not going to get away from any of them centre-backs in there, so you can afford to really squeeze the game. But again, you've got to be ready for Vinicius, who's going to cheat out on that left-hand side. We've seen it before in previous games.
And a challenge for Liverpool is if they put too much attention on the full-backs this evening, that allows space for Luka Modric to do what he does best, damage them.
Yeah, we spoke about the midfield area. It's important that Liverpool get right in the faces and get amongst them. You can't give them time and space. Kroos, Modric and Casemiro, big experience, world-class players. If they get control of any game of football, you know, they could control the outcome of the game. So I think the engine room's a big battle tonight, and it's very important that Liverpool. Modric, for me, he gets described as a connector. He's not just a connector. You can see he's a fantastic ball carrier, but at the end of that, he always seems to find the right pass. I know he's getting on a little bit now, but he's still capable of conducting a game and influencing a game at this level.
And he comes up with big moments, as we see here, that pass, sublime pass. He's coming up with them on a regular basis in knockout.
Rio, he's got every tool. He's got the slide pass, he's got the inside of the foot, the outside of the pass, he's got tremendous vision. You know, look at this one here, he doesn't even look, it's just that he knows exactly where he's putting it. It's that relationship with Benzema.
What do you do with someone like him? Do you press, because you say, let's get against him, I'll be saying from the back behind, go on, press him, get against him as a midfielder. What problems does he pose you?
I think so, and you've got to try and hunt him in packs as well. You've got to try and cage him. You've got to try and press him high, close to his goal. You don't want him really in your final third, because he's got the final pass in the locker. But for me, if I was up against him tonight, I know it's easier said than done. You've got to try and get him his face. You've got to try and make it physical for him, because he is a technical footballer.
And if you're wondering what the big cheer is about, I mean, these fans have had to wait so long for something to happen here this evening. Simply the fact that a blue cloth has been pulled across the pitch has created quite a sense of excitement here in the stadium. You know, there's lots of famous faces actually as well knocking around here this evening. We've been enjoying watching people turn up. Recognise that man, Rio?
Yeah, broke our hearts in a World Cup. Clarence Seedorf, one of the most underrated footballers
what a talent
in the Champions
he was.
League. What a mad talent. Great player. Is that Martinez there in a flat cap? No, it's Cannavaro.
It's nights like this. It's nights like this, Rio, moments in games like this. You know, you get your memories from all your heroes in the game. Remember Zidane's volley in Glasgow. You know, unbelievable competition.
A few golden ball winners in there. I hope to add to you, isn't there? There's my guy. There's my man.
There's a legend. Talking to
Nadal.
Sorry, Rafa Nadal. But yeah, some great players there of the real golden era in many ways, the Galactico era. But this team aren't doing bad themselves.
Well, that shows you the magnitude of this game. Those guys only come out for the big nights. You know what I mean? This This is a huge, huge game, and those guys, every young kid's FIFA team, the icons, they're in them. They're the ones there, them guys.
But it's also a reminder to the guys that are now back in the dressing room getting ready to go this evening. Like that could await you. That could await you if you just keep on delivering on the biggest stage of all.
Yeah, there's so many rewards, iconic moments, iconic kind of. You'll be looked at as an icon in these games. You produce a moment, Stevie. Listen, there's no one who's got more, maybe a bigger iconic moment than he got. Istanbul, what he went on to do there over the course of the game, scoring great goals leading up to this moment. But you can really, really put yourself amongst those massive greats in the game, and that's what's there for him.
Yeah, I mean, this is the stage. You know, Michael done it at a World Cup, a similar level of stage, and you know, as a footballer, it's nights like this, it's performances like this, moments within performances that you can be remembered for the rest of your life. These fans are looking for new heroes tonight. They're looking for new moments. You do need a little bit of luck at a stage like this, but this is the night to perform.
You know, gentlemen, you've done sterling work. I make that the best part of a 2.5-hour build-up to this evening's Champions League final. And now I'm pleased to tell you that we can bring you the opening acts for tonight's final. Camille Cabello performing here in Paris. Enjoy.
get it going.
Ready for it?
Added to the suspense, hasn't it? It's, yeah, I mean, greatest show on earth, isn't it? I know they say that about the Super Bowl, but this is the real deal.
You know it, right? Let's do it then. 32 clubs kicked off the group stages way back when. Since then, 124 matches, 379 goals, and just 2 teams remain for the Champions League final.
Somebody said that football is a matter of life and death. You said, listen, it's more important.
I've never seen anything like this Liverpool crowd.
Liverpool are European champions. Brilliant scenes of joy. Real Madrid have their hands on their trophy again. There is no club quite like them. It was Gerrard. Hello. Miracles are possible. It's a net. The European Cup is returning to England.
It's 3 in a row for the history makers from Madrid. A 13th Champions League win. Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool's Kings of the Cup are champions of Europe once again.
Here we go then. There are scores to settle. Let's get the pre-match predictions. Who wins this game?
I've changed my mind every single time I've been asked this week, but I'm going to go for Liverpool to win it by 2 clear goals.
Yeah, I said 2-0 all along, so I'm not going to change my mind now. I think Liverpool will come out the blocks, will score early, and then they'll get another one in the second half.
I think Liverpool will win comfortably, James.
Okay, well, as you can see, 2 legends bringing out the trophy. Which legends are about to be made in this final? Let me hand you over to your commentary team for this evening. Steve McMahon and Glenn Hoddle are alongside Darren Fletcher for the Champions League final. Gentlemen, we've had to wait. Let's hope it's worth it.
Good evening, everybody. So we are finally ready here in Paris after the sensible decision was taken to delay the kick-off. It's changed the dynamic and the preparation, and it does add another layer to what is a fascinating game. So here they come. It's a walk that few players get to make. It's a game the very best in the world get to play in. And as they walk out here and they prepare to walk past the famous old trophy, we wonder which group of players will get to hold it as Champions League winners later on tonight. The teams have played in 25 finals with 22 wins between them, and this evening they meet each other for the 3rd time in a European Cup or Champions League final. The biggest club game in the world is between 2 giants of European football. It's Liverpool versus Real Madrid in Paris. Thiago's Achilles tendon was the biggest concern, and it might well have flared up again during the warm-up, but he's out there. Jurgen Klopp's been confident that all are going to be okay this week, and the confidence up to now has been backed up. Elsewhere, Ibrahima Konate starts ahead of Joel massive in defence. And Luis Diaz completes the front three with Salah and Mane. It's a team with plenty of Champions League final experience. 9 of the 11 have won it before. The referee is a Frenchman from Lyon tonight, Clement Turpin, who refereed the Europa League final last season. The last 3 times that Real Madrid have been here, Sergio Ramos has been the captain, but Karim Benzema is the skipper this evening. It's the 3rd final as a captain for Liverpool's Jordan Henderson. Madrid team tonight is the one we expected. David Alaba's fit to play his first game since the first leg of the semi-final at the Etihad. He's alongside Eder Militao in central defence, and Fede Valverde starts on the right. His industry preferred to Rodrigo's explosiveness. The Real bench is rich and talented. It includes Bale, Hazard and Isco. Carvajal, Modric and Benzema are starting their 5th Champions League final. Conditions are perfect here in Paris. It's a game that turns players into heroes and villains. Great goals and big moments decide games like this one. And the contrast between Gareth Bale and Loris Karius 4 years ago in Kiev emphasises that. Last year it was Kai Havertz who made all of the headlines, and we wonder who's going to shine the brightest in Paris tonight. Liverpool's qualification was ruthless and relatively straightforward. Real Madrid's a roller coaster of drama and emotion, and now it all comes down to this. So we're underway. It's the 67th final in all, the 30th in the Champions League era, and the Stade de France, the venue for the 3rd time. The first final played in Paris for 16 years. And I'm pleased to report that at kick-off, the Liverpool end, which showed a lot of empty seats, is just about full. So we're hoping that everybody's inside, everybody's safe, and we can concentrate, Steve McManaman, on what should be a fantastic Champions League final.
Yeah, let's hope it's a fantastic Champions League. I know there was some really bad scenes outside, kids getting tear gassed, families getting tear gassed, so it's awful scenes, but we concentrate on the football now. Hope everybody's well. Hope it's going to be a great spectacle played out in front of us.
Here is Thiago, and we'll monitor him closely in the early stages. It seemed to go from one thing to another. First he was in conversation with Jurgen Klopp, and then the Liverpool manager was speaking to Naby Keita. He's a key man, Glenn, in this Liverpool team, and he's out there from the start, Thiago.
Yes, yeah, we saw him having a test before the game, and it wasn't that stringent, but in the end you've got to go with the player. But the player's got to be honest, the physios have got to have their options and their opinions, but you trust the player, and he's starting the game. He's a vital clog, isn't he, for Liverpool, the way he makes that midfield tick.
That's a load of experience in the final in both teams tonight. Liverpool were here 3 years ago, and a decent proportion of the Real team were part of the 3-in-a-row run under Zinedine Zidane, who's a spectator inside the stadium tonight. Liverpool haven't lost since the last 16th second leg against Inter in March, an unbeaten run of 18 matches, and Real Madrid have lost 4 times during the same period, but bring a tremendous amount of confidence into the final based on how they got here. Liverpool with the first opportunity then from the free kick, and they've got the 2 men over it that always take them. Andy Robertson with the left foot, but it is going to be Alexander-Arnold with the right, and it's away by Benzema, the Real Madrid captain.
That was really interesting, the setup there from Real Madrid. They went right back on the penalty spot deep. They didn't want that corridor in behind them when they line up on the 18-yard box. 3 before back for Liverpool. They've seen in their videos that they can put those crosses in superbly from set plays. That's interesting that they've changed it. They don't do that against the opposition.
And then Militao has David Alaba back alongside him tonight. There's a bit of pressure on Thibaut Courtois from Jordan Henderson. How significant is Alaba's involvement for Real Madrid, Steve?
Well, yeah, I think so. As much as Nacho came in and did a wonderful job against Manchester City, Alaba's got that bit of experience, a bit of class. He can play in a number of positions. So it's great to have him back. no excuses tonight. Both teams are fully fit, aren't they? Lovely ball by Trent Alexander-Arnold there.
Searching out Sadio Mane and Eder Militao across defensively for the champions of Spain, Real Madrid. Here's Casemiro and now Valverde. And then Benzema challenged by Virgil van Dijk. That's going to be fascinating, those two tonight. Van Dijk, who's been imperious, and Benzema, who's backed himself 44 goals during what's been an outstanding individual campaign. It's Vinicius Junior. Liverpool made sure there, Glenn, they got plenty of bodies around him. Jordan Henderson and Mo Salah.
Yeah, Mo Salah tracked back, and also there Henderson's job straight away. You can see he was alert to make that cover on the inside. And Alexander-Arnold didn't even come face to face with Henderson.
Fabinho, then Henderson. It's the 9th game between them tonight. The 3rd in the European Cup or Champions League final. Real Madrid has the slight edge in head-to-heads. They're one apiece in finals. Real Madrid winning the most recent one, and Liverpool winning back in 1981. The final that was played in Paris. Militao, even Valverde, and Robertson. It's going to be fascinating between those two, Steve, because they've got so much energy between them, Valverde and Robertson.
Yeah, different kind of battle, isn't it, between Valverde and Robertson, to be one on the other side. He's an honest boy, Freddy Valverde.
It's the Real Madrid left back, supported here by Toni Kroos. Dani Carvajal and now Eder Militao. First opportunity inside the Liverpool box here maybe for Vinicius. Moves for Benzema. Clearance made by Robertson.
There was a break on there, wasn't there? Militao got himself forward, lost the ball, and Carvajal had gone ahead of the ball as well. Just needing Robertson to finally lift the ball, and Diaz was away.
Ibrahima Konate is on the right side of the central defensive pair for Liverpool tonight, given the verdict over Joel Matip, who's on the bench. Here's Robertson. Luis Diaz. And now Fabinho. Madrid midfield to do exactly that, break things up and win the ball back, and now Valverde on the move. Manages to dig out the cross, but Fabinho, such an important player for Liverpool in central midfield in situations like that, was able to clear it. One slight concern is that Sadio Mane just taken a little bit of time to get himself going at the other end, and he's not moving at all well, the Liverpool number 10. Got over there for Real Madrid by Mendy.
Yes, but he took a real heavy whack, didn't he, on his thigh there, and he's rubbing it, he's not happy with it.
It's the kind of ball they'll try and play towards Vinicius Junior over there, who's full of pace. Must have been well for Liverpool. Here's Henderson. Fabinho. Soccerway's got the more central role. Dani Carvajal can see that back and out of play.
He had to go earlier, didn't he? Diaz made a really good run, actually. Mane had 2 touches too many. This is the little flick. Benzema.
As many games for Liverpool as Kenny Dalglish. Tonight he's trying to win his 7th trophy as the Liverpool manager. Fabinho onto Trent Alexander-Arnold. Some supported here by Henderson. Midfield area is going to be fascinating, Glenn, isn't it? There's so many experienced players in there.
Talented players as well, Fletch. You know, I think Liverpool will have possession, but I think you cannot sleep on Madrid. Gross, experienced players. The thing is with the Real Madrid 3 in that central 3 midfield players, none of them are going to run past you. None of them are going to break behind the Liverpool defence. So they're always going to play in front of the midfield.
Salah for Liverpool, and it goes towards Sadio Mane. The flag up from the assistant to signal the ball had gone out of play for a goal kick to Real Madrid. But you would say tonight, conditions inside the stadium absolutely perfect. Two teams have played against each other in 3 separate finals in this competition, so they are making a bit of history of sorts in Paris this evening. Thiago.
Great run as well from Diaz, and you expect Thiago to put that on a plate. That's what he's been doing the last couple of months for Liverpool, and I don't think he's worrying about his injury, but normally that would be right in behind that Real Madrid defence, and Liverpool on the attack. Diaz is making some great runs behind
Henderson. To do between now and then. Carlo Ancelotti's already made history this season by completing the set of titles in the top 5 European leagues, and this is his 5th final as a manager, which is a new record in the competition. Throw-in given to Liverpool. Dani Carvajal just unable to keep the ball in play. Finding Salah. Challenge from Alaba, and the header by Carvajal. Yes, in towards Sadio Mane, but Real Madrid have got 2 there. Dani Carvajal and Casemiro. And the last touch, according to the French referee, was a Liverpool touch.
Lewis Diaz saying it bounced off Dani Carvajal's foot. He's given it.
Canate beating Vinicius. It's Henderson. The space for Salah.
Liverpool have settled into their rhythm. They've got control of the ball. Just playing that little ball in behind at some stage of this Real Madrid defence, but they'll be happy with the way they've started this game.
By Dani Carvajal on towards Casemiro, then towards Benzema. Liverpool, as Glenn says, controlling the early tempo here. It's Diaz. Thiago. Luis Diaz. Robertson with a chance to cross, which took a deflection on the way through. It's just changed the mind of Courtois. And then Mendy was nice and composed in giving the ball back to his goalkeeper.
Yeah, he made a good run. Sadio Mane, you see, he gets in front of Eder Militao, and that little deflection just takes it over the heads of the pair of them. Nice and cool by Fellaini.
Giving the ball away. It's had a bit of a mixed bag in Champions League finals. The Real Madrid ran back in terms of winning them, but he's also suffered a couple of injuries in finals as well. This is the man they want on the ball if they can possibly get it tonight, Vinicius Junior, and that's really good defending over there by Canate, who quickly got across to help out Trent Alexander-Arnold, and he's done brilliantly over there.
Wonderful defending. Defends with the front foot, goes with his left foot, takes the ball off him. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And then he's aggressive here. There's only one winner here, gets his body nice and patient, doesn't make the foul. Look at that. One winner there, just shrugs him off, comes out with the ball. That's one of the reasons why he's in the team, is meant to help over there. Luis Diaz lost the ball. Trent was already on the way. So Vinicius Junior did have a little bit of space in front of him, but Canate was across quickly, wasn't he?
Never lost as a Liverpool player. First season at the club, he's been something of a lucky charm. And he's fully deserving of his place in the starting lineup in this game tonight. Jordan Henderson. Stretch, carried Benzema, the only Real Madrid player high on the pitch.
See Real Madrid, though, they're not taking any chances, are they, early on, defensively? In a 4, and Fede Valverde gets back, and it nearly makes it a 5. The midfields are back. You certainly just want to stay into this game for the first 15-20 minutes.
Deep down the right, supported by Alexander-Arnold, who manages to wriggle away and get the cross in, and Salah with the first attempt tonight. Thibaut Courtois down quickly to save for Real Madrid. Here's Henderson, Salah. Casemiro couldn't get there, but Modric could. Liverpool don't keep the ball. It's with Luis Diaz, and the block made by Dani Carvajal. Robertson. Thiago. Looks to place it, and placed it straight into the gloves of Courtois. The first little flurry, though, tonight from Liverpool.
Yeah, that was simple enough. As saved before from Salah. He has to get down low to his left. Whether it was going to sneak in here, well, it's the right angle to see. He had to get down nice and quick, the big man. Yeah, it would have went in, wouldn't it? Good start.
Vital early save from Thibaut Courtois, who's the only Real Madrid player to play in every Champions League match for them this season. And his form's been excellent both in La Liga and the Champions League as well. And he proved his worth for the team with that early save from Salah.
He's had a really good season, Thibaut Courtois, with a couple of personal awards.
Diaz to take on Carvajal. Thiago. Robertson. He goes towards Mane. We can play it on to Salah, who hits it straight at Courtois, but it's nice again from Liverpool.
Very good from Liverpool. They got that little bit of injection of pace with the ball and runners off the ball, and it just looked threatening in around that 18-yard box. Real Madrid, yes, they don't want to concede, but they've got to have some possession. It's a red tide that keeps coming up.
The point you make, though, Steve, about this Real Madrid team is they've got a remarkable ability to stay in games like this, and we've seen it all the way through their qualification campaign.
Yeah, as the boys were saying, Liverpool need to have this tempo, they need to score again, and they effectively need to blow them away, don't they? You can't give them an opportunity to stay in the game like this.
Goes Valverde with an early ball in towards Vinicius. Alexander-Arnold there to tidy things up. They got Benzema forward as well. And now that just allows a bit of space for Robertson to bring Liverpool the other way. Sadio Mane. Fabinho. Thiago onto Robertson. It's Diaz. Thiago finds his captain who lifts it on here towards Mane. Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Liverpool nice and patient. Salah. Alexander-Arnold, well, with his ability to strike the football like he does, you could be forgiven for expecting him to hit the target from there.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, but you're right. It's ever going to fall to someone. It's a player like Trent, isn't it, who can get over. There's the shot from Salah previously, right at Courtois again. Liverpool just building the pressure now.
Sharp little 1-2s, isn't it, that's catching Real Madrid out. The little 1-2s are not going with runners, and they're just standing across that 18-yard box. You just get a feeling that in this next 5 minutes, Liverpool need to score and stay concentrated.
One thing that's worth keeping an eye on tonight as well is the playing surface. They only finished laying a brand new pitch on Thursday. They started on Tuesday due to the fact that they weren't supposed to be having the Champions League final this season. It's meant that they've laid the pitch very, very late for a match like this, Glenn, which I suppose could be a concern. Jurgen Klopp certainly spoke about it in the build-up and said that it wasn't ideal when they trained on it yesterday.
Yeah, it looks okay. From here it looks all right. And at the moment, it's not cutting out. We've got a nice evening. It's not like it's raining hard. And new pitches we've suffered. There's a lot of rain down on it, but it looks good from here. There's no one slipping.
It's Thiago. It's moving perfectly fine out there, despite the concerns about him in the warm-up. It's a nice ball through to Sadio Mane. Makes some space and hits the shot. Hits the post, and Courtois gets there. Super save onto the post from Courtois.
I think he saved it, but I think you're right. Comes inside, great feet from him, smashes it low. He gets a fingertip onto the post, and then he's up quick. This will get better angle. Oh yeah, it's a great save.
He gets a good hand on
great save, doesn't he? Yes.
Hottest ticket in town. Liverpool's mentality monsters against Real Madrid's comeback kings. And it's Liverpool trying to make the better start by quite a margin here. Thibaut Courtois is the man that's prevented them from scoring.
Yeah, it's an ideal start for Liverpool, but Courtois looks like he's going to have one of them nights. He's got to remain patient. Liverpool got to stay concentrated, because on the break, this Real Madrid side is so dangerous.
Great position here for Diaz. Really good play though by Casemiro. There's Toni Kroos. Danny Carvajal. Now back to Kroos, the German international, challenged quickly by Mane. They're a yard quicker, Liverpool, Steve.
Yeah, we expected that. So it's can Real Madrid stay in the game? Thibaut Courtois making sure of that at the moment. We always thought Liverpool would be sharper, quicker, and make more chances. It's whether they can score and score again. The phrase blowing them away, that's what's been mentioned numerous times, haven't they?
Liverpool have had 6 attempts on target in the opening 22.5 minutes. 4 of them have tested Thibaut Courtois in some way, shape or form. And they've had the lion's share of possession as well. It's been really difficult for the Spanish champions to get past the halfway line and put any pressure on Liverpool up to now. And now Thiago. Here he goes to Salah. David Alaba denying the ball through to Sadio Mane. Valverde picks up the pieces, fortunate to find Casemiro. Close now to Benzema. Vinicius Junior. The furthest forward down this side because Valverde's got into the centre. Modric thought about playing the ball through to Benzema, but instead goes to Carvajal.
I think that's what Real Madrid need to do. Modric hasn't had the ball. They need to get him on the ball. He'll look forward. No one square and backwards first. He's been nullified by Liverpool's midfield at the moment.
Doubling up at least on Vinicius on that side. That's not a bad ball in there, which is taken by Alisson. First time they've tried to pick Benzema out in the middle.
He makes a good run actually, Benzema, very clever. You see, about 3 or 4 yards between him and Virgil van Dijk, but it's just faded into Alisson.
That's the sort of run that if Modric is on the ball, he'll dig him out.
Van Dijk. Defended by Carvajal. It's a Real Madrid ball. Both teams in the first half defending the end where their supporters are, and then towards 26 minutes and you haven't conceded a goal, and Liverpool been having opportunities.
Yeah, he'll be happy. That's the way they've set out to play. They're going to hit Liverpool on the break.
Jordan Henderson looking to lift one in. Ferland Mendy was there for Madrid, then Canate for Liverpool. Space down this side, and Modric tries to find him. That's good defending initially by Robertson. Luka Modric. Toni Kroos back towards Dani Carvajal, but Robertson have got things under control on that side for Liverpool. Alexander-Arnold onto Salah. One back for Real Madrid by Vinicius Junior. Here's Casemiro. Vinicius Junior's made the run. Casemiro tried to get it down that side, but Liverpool able to win it back again. Now they've got it with Thiago and Henderson and then Fabinho. Goal-scoring form this season, the Brazilian, who had a loan spell at Real Madrid at the start of his career, didn't play much for them. He was one of the players in the last couple of weeks of the season who was a concern for Jurgen Klopp. It was a hamstring for Fabinho, a knee issue for Van Dijk, and of course the Achilles for Thiago. All of them out there from the start though in the Champions League final, as predicted by the manager. Good header by Canate, won well by Mane. Trent Alexander-Arnold well forward here from right back. Henderson with the first time ball and into the arms of Thibaut Courtois.
The right type of ball, wasn't it? Just didn't execute it properly. Putting it in from the angle.
Swept on now towards Vinicius. It's a challenge that Trent Alexander-Arnold had to win and a ball that he had to intercept for Liverpool.
He got there in the end, but he was obviously on the outside, and if the ball had been correct, weighted correctly, I think Vinicius was in, but Alexander-Arnold just got there, didn't he?
Salah to go on Lindy. A bit of help over there from Toni Kroos as well, the French left back. Swept on by Benzema to Carvajal. It's Valverde. Toni Kroos. To keep the ball in situations like this, Steve, don't they, Real Madrid, rather than trying to test Liverpool's defence a great deal?
Yeah, they're not taking many chances at all, are they? Haven't played the ball forward a lot, just gone sideways, and eventually backwards.
They have been a team throughout this Champions League run this season that change when they make substitutions in the second half. When they bring on the likes of Camavinga and Rodrigo, Glad, it does make them a different team in terms of the dynamic of it.
They've got more energy in the last 20 minutes. It's a dangerous side there. I mean, these are the experienced players out there at the moment, particularly in the midfield with Cruz and Madrid. They keep giving that ball away. They're not at their best, Real Madrid. This is a spell where Liverpool have got to dictate and get a goal.
Benzema's got Vinicius ahead of him. There aren't too many more in white up there. Vinicius made a decent run, but Van Dijk had read it well. As you'd expect him to in a situation like that.
What I would say about going back to your substitution shout, they've got to fit again. Even Hazard on the bench, who's played in the last few games. Big cameo appearances for Real Madrid at the end of the season. He looks fit well, he looks sharp the other day in training. If he can get back to anything like the form he had at Chelsea, he could be brilliant off the bench as well. So lots of choices there on both sides of the benches.
I wonder whether that's going to be the game plan for Carlo Ancelotti tonight, to try and keep it tight until the second half and then hope that the substitutions can pay off the way they have done in various games during the run to the final. Liverpool have had the better of it so far, though, in the first half, and 12.5 minutes to play until half-time. Luis Diaz challenged by Dani Carvajal. It breaks here for Sadio Mane. It's going to come back now for the challenge on the Liverpool player, Luis Diaz. French referee seeing if there was an advantage, but didn't find one.
Carvajal just comes through the back there, but Liverpool have done well. They've forced Real Madrid to play balls long, but not only has the ball gone long, they've gone to the second ball. It was one possession from the header.
Space in central midfield here for Fabinho. It's a lovely run. The kind of thing we see Matip do from that central defensive position for Liverpool. Whipped in, Salah's header! Straight to Courtois. And we've said that a few times in the first half, straight at Courtois.
Yeah, frees a bit, he just walks off Militao. Perfectly placed. Couldn't put it any better into Thibaut Courtois' hands.
Pressure coming on Courtois from Mane, but he's able to get the ball out towards Mendy. Gets it onto Vinicius. There's Toni Kroos.
Look at that intense target.
Significantly though, Steve, still 0-0.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
I don't think Real Madrid would be too worried about that. At the moment, they've done it in the past in this knockout scenario. They've done it very well, and that's when they're at their most threatening in many ways, when they're looking to counter. Vinicius hasn't tracked that market miles, has he? He just keeps staying out on that left-hand side, trying to get the ball out to him as quick as they can.
Liverpool bidding for a treble tonight for the first time since 2001, when they won both domestic cups and the UEFA Cup. For all of Real Madrid's success, if they win tonight, it'll complete a double of La Liga and the European Cup or Champions League for just the fourth time in club history. They're not intended to tie those two trophies together very often, which might surprise you. Here's Karim Benzema. Vinicius Junior to take on Canate, good defended by Henderson. It's a corner for Real Madrid, the first time they've threatened in there for a while.
Yeah, he's very cute. Vinicius Junior nutmegs Canate. Henderson's back. Quick one, quick corner.
Cross whipped in by Benzema. Then it comes in from Thiago, and then Alisson nice and smart to get a hold of the ball for Liverpool, and he wants to get it forward quickly because he'd spotted Luis Diaz in space. Real Madrid are going to concede the free kick here for the challenge by Carvajal.
Yeah, he's always going to create that foul. When anybody breaks, turn falta, it means foul, and that's what was going to happen. He wasn't going to let him get away with it. Bring him down, avoid a yellow card. That's his last chance, I think.
It was a lovely pass from Alisson. Volley was beautifully weighted. But yeah, it was only always going to bring him down because they're on the counter, weren't they, Liverpool?
Coming in. Diaz for Liverpool. Now Thiago. All the way back then to Alisson. So the free kick worked particularly well, would you?
It wasn't a great free kick at all, was there? The big men went forward. And in the end, they weren't defensively in the shape.
They went quite deep again, Macro, with the wide free kicks. Ancelotti did that for Everton. When he was at Everton, he has them going in there deep and shutting down that space where you actually want to whip it around the back of it. So, sure Liverpool quite know what to do with it.
Darkness has descended on the Stade de France here in Paris. It's been a lovely warm day. Pitch is holding up well. Liverpool in this first half have done everything bar score. He's given it away though to Vinicius. Benzema challenged over there by Alexander-Arnold. Benzema back to Toni Kroos. Here's Carvajal. The fifth one in. I think the target was actually Casemiro, who was behind Valverde. Seemed to come at him at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Excellent run by Diaz, good defending though by Carvajal, still retains his speed and the composure to play the ball back to his goalkeeper.
That's brilliant defending, but also you see Valverde as well. He's made up 60 yards to get back and help him. And, something they've obviously spoken about. Diaz gets the ball.
Started off fantastically alongside Van Dijk.
He's been absolutely brilliant. He's aggressive going for his headers, he's aggressive in the tackle, and the use of the ball. That chance for Salah's head a minute ago was all the creation from Canate. Brilliant so far.
Fabinho. Liverpool able to keep it. Now Salah. Fabinho's gone into the box to join Mane. Saturday the 11th of June. It starts at 7 o'clock and it includes Trevor Bryan against Daniel Dubois and UFC 275 on Saturday the 11th of June as well. And he goes from Robertson to Mane. Good defending by Militao. It's going to be a corner to Liverpool. Militao, not sure whether he's unhappy with Mane or just celebrating the challenge, but Liverpool are going to get the corner and Robertson has the chance to put a good ball in.
Pinned in deep, weren't they? Real Madrid defence got pinned in the 6-yard box. They'll play the promise in there, defend that deep.
This is an opportunity now, isn't it? Canate, seen him score goals in this competition against Benfica. Virgil's there.
Both of them with 3 each this season. Robertson sent it in, Benzema heads it away. Henderson hits it with power, a lot of power, but wide of the Real Madrid goal.
I'll catch hold, just straight as a tie.
Actually kept it down, didn't he? Got the power behind it. This is where I think they're playing into Liverpool's hands here. They're having to go long and they're stretched. Look how stretched every white shirt, 20, 30 yards from each other. And if Liverpool actually win that second ball like they have been, then they can get it down and play quick.
Real Madrid in this first half have been reliant on trying to get the ball in down their left-hand side towards Vinicius Junior. Ibrahima Kanate up to now stuffed down the data every time when Alexander-Arnold pushes on. It's been such a good season for Liverpool. They've lost one of their last 34 games in all competitions and their 46 wins so far is a new club record. They could play 63 matches when the season started, and this is game number 63 tonight, which equals the tally of the last team to win a treble for them back in 2001. Just on the subject of that 1981 final that Liverpool won in Paris, brings back memories of the late great Ray Clemence and Ray Kennedy, two players who contributed so much that night, who have been in the thoughts of the Liverpool players who played with them in the build-up to this game, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's two great men. In the part of this history of this great football club.
David Alaba. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Played on now towards Karim Benzema, who's got it behind him, and he takes it down brilliantly. Benzema still. Alisson didn't get there. In comes Valverde. Benzema! Then the flag goes up. The Real Madrid celebrations come to an end, and Liverpool feel a great sense of relief.
I don't know whether it's the first pass. Benzema was in acres of space here. That was very tight, wasn't it? So let's see if it's another. He actually loses it a little bit. Benzema there, and then there's just pandemonium. Bounces to, I think there's only Andy Robertson behind him. I think he's behind Alisson Becker, isn't he? So he will be offside. This is all okay. You see Alisson starts going out. I think Benzema gets stuck inside there. There's only Robertson behind. He needs two. So we'll have a look at it anyway. That's here when it falls. So
last ball went up.
Yeah, well, that's what they're going to have to look at.
That's going to be a difficult one.
It's a conversation there between the two Frenchmen, both of them from Lyon, by the way, as well, so they're from a familiar part of the world to each other.
Virgil steps out, it's this one there, and it's who it comes off.
Yeah, he's offside in an offside position
there, yeah.
Oh, that's a tough one, because I think it comes off.
Just have to see if it comes off a Liverpool player. That's all it is. If it comes off a Real Madrid player, it's no goal. If it's off a Liverpool player, it's a goal.
Well, Jérôme Brissard is the VAR tonight. He's got 3 VAR assistants as well. Let's bring in Peter Walton. Peter, they've got to work this one out.
Well, indeed they have. We've got 2 ones here. First of all, the initial ball going through for Benzema, was he onside? That will be checked. And then, as we've been speaking about, when he scores a goal, is he in offside position? And as you quite rightly say, if it's been played by the Real Madrid forward, then he's offside. If it's played by a Liverpool defender, then he's played onside. And don't forget, a deflection is not a deliberate play. So if it's deflected by a Liverpool defender, then he's offside still.
Thank you, Peter. How long it's taking, Glenn, indicates how tricky it is for the VAR.
Well, it is, yeah. It was a wonderful pass, isn't it? A wonderful run from Benzema, and you think he's missed this chance. It's a mess up, isn't it, defensively from Liverpool. Lovely little touch there. He comes back in, and you think the danger's gone here. There, you think they've got it covered. Work that one out, guys. Is that a deflection of Fabinho's knee, or is it been played? It's a tough one. As the ball comes back here, this is the key here. This is the key moment right about here. Comes off Alisson's knee.
Comes off Canate and off Fabinho's knee, doesn't it?
Yeah. But that's got to be deemed as unintentional.
Yeah. Accidental,
yeah.
Well, they aren't taking the time. There's lots to look at. I know we're only getting the same things as you. It's different within the Premier League.
Benzema is the man under the spotlight as the goal check continues. This is 142nd game in the Champions League tonight, which breaks his tie with Ryan Giggs and puts him level with Raul in 5th place. If the goal does stand, he'll go 3rd all time on the competitions list, and there haven't been too many, Steve, in the competition this season that have taken this long to work out.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Well, it's incredible. My personal opinion, if it takes this long, you cannot give the goal.
So Clement Turpin's decision is backed up by Jérôme Brissard, and the Real Madrid goal is ruled out.
Yeah, it's ruled out. I think that's what it was. There we go.
Benzema trying to get in again, and Alisson just able to make the challenge. It's a little flurry by Real Madrid right at the end of a half where Liverpool have had the better chances, and it's just a reminder that when you've got a player like Benzema on the pitch, you're always in a game like this and you are going to generate opportunities for it.
The movement was sensational, and he's done it time and time again in this Champions League, and they've got purveyors of the ball to put that ball in, and that's what you've got to watch against this team. Vinicius and Benzema. Other than that, at the moment, they're finding it hard to get through Liverpool. Strange thing to say, but it's a good half-time for Liverpool. They've been taking a lot this game, but it's a good time to get down that zone at the moment.
He takes off really difficult positions, doesn't he, Benzema at times?
Don't forget, tomorrow we've got Solihull Moors against Chesterfield. That's in the Vanarama National League playoffs from midday, and the promotion final is next Sunday, 2 o'clock, and you can see that on 1HD and Ultimate. Intercepted there by Toni Kroos, and now there might be an opportunity down that side for Vinicius if Benzema can play it. Important header there from Fabinho. Away by Robertson. Trent Alexander-Arnold, he didn't give him any space down that side. It's a fair challenge according to the referee. Worked out well there for Liverpool. Given away though now to Kroos. Intercepted by Canate. And there's half-time. Well, Liverpool had the early chances, but Karim Benzema is the man with a scowl on his face at half-time. His goal ruled out for offside after a very lengthy VAR check. Before that, there have been chances for both Mo Salah and for Sadio Mane. And on both occasions, Thibaut Courtois was in fine form. 0-0 at half-time then in the Champions League final.
This programme is brought to you by Expedia, UEFA Champions League.
they will feel cheated, those Real players, won't they?
Yeah, I think they'll be delighted to still be in the game after 40 minutes, but then disappointed the last few minutes because they could have had a goal there. Overall, even though Ancelotti's been outplayed in that first half for large parts of it, I think he possibly could be the happier of the two managers, though. You know, they're still in this game, and as we said before the game started, the longer Madrid stay in this game, the more the pendulum starts swinging in their favour.
That's what they do, and they do it well.
It is what they do, so it's important that Liverpool execute. They will get more chances, but they've got to take them. If they don't, it could be a very dangerous end to this game.
Still confident?
Yes, because in the first 40 minutes I thought it was totally one-sided. It looked like Menegate's boys for large parts.
Yeah, but listen, experience plays a key at this stage of the tournament. Big final, big players need to step up now. Both teams 0-0. Let's go again.
All right, as you can see, they're ready for us. Let's get straight back to it then. Stephen Manneman, Glenn Hoddle and Darren Fletcher for this delayed Champions League final. Darren, back to you.
Thank you, Jake. Thank you, fellas. I mean, on the subject of the way they're going to go about it in terms of changes, Glenn, in the second half, there has been a pattern to what Carlo Ancelotti's done pretty much the whole way. It's Camavinga and Rodrigo at some stage in the second half, often to change a game. Whether that's the case tonight if it stays 0-0, but it's worked for them well. It's been a pattern and a system that's got them this far.
Well, very much so, and I think he won't be bothered if they don't concede in the next 10-15 minutes. He'll be happy with that. They know they can't outplay Liverpool. Liverpool are going to have possession of the ball. They're going to press them, but you're right, Flex, and then they change the definition of their team. It's an energy, it becomes an energy team with a lot of pace, and suddenly you're up against something completely different.
Liverpool, the last team to beat Real Madrid in a Champions League or European Cup final, which was in Paris back in 1981. They've been imperious in finals, the Spaniards, since then. See what that little flurry at the end of the first half has done for Madrid confidence in terms of them as an attacking team. Here's Benzema, now Valverde, and then back to Eder Militao. What do you think, Steve? Well, that little push at the end of the half by Real when they had the goal disallowed give them a bit more confidence to do a bit more attacking-wise in this half?
I think it would do, and it actually should do, shouldn't it? Because in the first 40 minutes they were disappointing. Didn't really get up the field, didn't have any composure. They burst into life.
Alexander-Arnold sends a dangerous ball in towards Luis Diaz. It's great defending by Dani Carvajal.
Decent defending by Dani Carvajal. When he was outside, I think it just was. Gets his body across Dani Carvajal to pull him off.
Casemiro then on to the ever-energetic Fede Valverde. Now Vinicius Junior. Liverpool get the numbers across. Henderson and Canate heading in that direction as well. And it was Canate who made the interception. Alexander-Arnold can play the ball away then towards Sadio Mane. It's Thiago. He's had no issues out there despite the concern in the warm-up. He's been moving freely throughout. And he's been on the ball a lot for Liverpool in central midfield. Here's a man that Real Madrid would like to get on the ball a lot more, Modric, in this second half. Vinicius back to Benzema. It's Toni Kroos, Ferland Mendy, Casemiro. Defended over there by Diaz, but Carvajal's well forward.
Down on the pitch as well. They've got 3 substitutions warming up. 3 substitutions, sorry. Here's Rodrigo. Here's Camavinga. Danny Ceballos as well. And Arsenal. Everybody knows on roll. We're the 3 down there warming up.
It's happened to be a pattern to the players they've come on for as well. It's often been Rodrigo for Valverde and then Camavinga for Toni Kroos. So, let's see whether it works that way. Again, Liverpool have got the substitutes warming up as well. Roberto Firmino is one of them, Diogo Jota too. Mo Salah trying to make the run through the middle, and Mendy was back there for Real Madrid. Mane being turned by Casemiro. Wins it back though for Liverpool. Good strength. It's a good tackle as well for Real Madrid by Militao, and then Modric's there just a fraction ahead of Henderson. There's Casemiro. Doesn't often get that far
just tries to get his body across to initiate any sort of contact.
Trent Alexander-Arnold is the youngest player to play in 3 Champions League finals by the age of 23. The man he was in direct competition with there is playing his 4th Champions League final tonight for Real Madrid. Toni Kroos out to Vinicius Junior, right in front of Carlo Ancelotti. Casemiro. Modric. To 50th appearance in the Champions League for Liverpool's goalkeeper tonight, and for their captain, Jordan Henderson. Good header by Militao. Well, a challenge there by Kroos.
Strange start in the second half. The ball's been handed over. Loss of possession, so
Ball by Courtois. Should have been controlled by Mendy. Plenty of time to do it. Diaz, Fabinho, then back to Virgil van Dijk. Canate's played with so much confidence and assurance out there this evening.
Such a high-octane game.
There's Mo Salah. Teasing one in, which was well read by Courtois. Quickly wants to get Real Madrid moving forward here through Modric and then Benzema. Casemiro. Valverde on the run against Robertson. 2 players who won't get tired no matter how long this game goes on for. Valverde's done well. Benzema. Can't help himself under pressure. Diaz has trapped him back over there. Thiago was able to get a challenge in as well. Liverpool in the end work it nicely, win it back well, get things under control at the back.
Fabulous play from Diaz there, tracking back. Clever with his little back heel, gets out. He's now got his right up to Thiago again, just didn't quite hit the pass that he was looking for. A couple of times he's been just really spot on with those passes.
Casemiro challenging Fabinho. 2 Brazilians tend to play alongside each other for the national team in direct competition this evening. Nice ball by Van Dijk to Mane, which has Liverpool on the move, and he in turn plays it on to Luis Diaz. Plenty of white shirts back here for Real. Diaz up against Modric. It's Sadio Mane. It's a really good block by Militao. Alexander-Arnold, and an equally effective block by Casemiro. Here's Henderson. Thiago. Mane onto Alexander-Arnold. They've got a lot back here, Real Madrid now. Switching out towards Liverpool's right back, Trent Alexander-Arnold, now Jordan Henderson. Alexander-Arnold's cross, Courtois gets a piece of it, Modric does as well. And then Robertson playing it back in, and there's time for Mendy to see it behind.
I think it was Thiago that goes across the near post. It is Thiago there. Just if he gets any sort of touch on that, he scores. Just a cross there for Alexander-Arnold. Again, Courtois does his job.
He's done nothing wrong so far tonight, has he, Steve? Thibaut Courtois. Circumstance, always seems to have everything under control.
Cool as you like.
Put away by Casemiro. Offside flag was up against Real Madrid, so it's brought back here for a free kick to Liverpool. Canate with a nice ball into Henderson. Good play in midfield though by Casemiro, by Mendy. To Fabinho. Mane. Henderson. Salah to Alexander-Arnold, who plays it back into Salah, who gets a couple of goals at it. The Liverpool players are screaming for a handball. Mo Salah in particular, who was closest to it. The French referee uninterested in the appeals.
Yeah, two, doesn't he? He has two blocks. There is the ball does hit the arm, doesn't it, of Alaba? And you can understand why Salah's claiming not fancy at all, is he? Smashing it from a couple of yards away. You've got to say, Real Madrid actually, the second half, they've got some important blocks, 2 or 3 real important blocks when they've been running on goals with them.
Casemiro, Luka Modric. Carvajal finds Casemiro to Valverde. Quite an effective passage of play that from Real Madrid. Valverde then drives it in, and they go ahead. Vinicius Junior.
Started to play, didn't they, Real Madrid? They got some possession in that midfield area, and they started to build a little bit, and they end up smashing the ball across the box. Just some nice little passes, bit of movement, runners off the ball. Vinicius on this far side. Is he onside? He's just onside. I think it's Alexander, but just plays him on by a toe, really. He's not opened his body once there. Fullback. Well, he's got to have a little glance, got to have a look where his winger is, and Vinicius stays over the top of the ball, makes sure that he covers it. And they've got 1-0 up. Wow, against the runner play in many ways.
you would say is that he finishes it really well, doesn't he? That could easily have skied over the bar, it could have gone anywhere. Keeps his eye on it, keeps his body over it, sticks it in the back of the net.
Well, it's his 22nd goal of what's been an outstanding season, because he made so many for Karim Benzema as well. He only scored 6 the whole of last season, including 2 in the Champions League against Liverpool. But he's been such an important player on the run to the final. It's the first chance he's had all night, and he arrived on the spot to deliver. And Liverpool, who have been the better team and had the better chances, find themselves behind in the final here. And now it's down to them, Glenn, to respond.
Well, it certainly is, but I think Real Madrid actually have come out this second half with a lot of confidence. They're starting to pass the ball through the pitch. First half, they were going too long, but it's now up to Liverpool to keep their heads. They've got so much time on the clock. They've got to do what Real Madrid have done to a lot of teams this season.
One thing you would say, Steve, it's a rare situation that they find themselves in, being ahead in a game like this in the Champions League this season. They've often been the team that's had to come from behind.
Yeah, absolutely. Their leaders, how are they going to play? Are they going to start being a little bit defensive minded? Are they going to keep on piling forward?
It's the Real Madrid flags that are waving around the Stade de France. The expression of Ancelotti hasn't changed, despite the fact his team have the lead. And now Liverpool need to start turning these promising positions into goals in this final.
There's still lots of time, you don't need to panic. Just get back on the ball, get composed, start playing through the pitch again like they did in the first half, where they made their best chances.
It's Van Dijk. Diaz challenged by Dani Carvajal, and in all fairness tonight, the right back Dani Carvajal has played Luis Diaz really well over there. Fabinho's going to get the first card of the night, the yellow card.
Just a bit of frustration. Fabinho felt as if he was fouled by Vinicius Junior prior. But he's been excellent, hasn't he? Fede Valverde shows good pace, wants to run forward. He assists for the goal.
Of the Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp, who might well be assessing his options. He's got players who can change the game on the bench tonight, the likes of Roberto Firmino, Diogo Jota. They've both been out for a warm-up in this second half as well. Intercepted there by Van Dijk. Diaz to Mane, Toni Kroos in there to win it back for the Spaniards, and now Modric. Fede Valverde. It's to Mane, Toni Kroos in there to win it back for the Spaniards, and now Modric. Fede Valverde. There by Van Dijk. Diaz to Mane. And now Modric. Fede Valverde.
Yeah, nice effort, easy enough for Courtois. He's a big goalkeeper, isn't he? You see, gets across quite easy, almost punches it away with the bottom of his fist.
Diogo Jota is stripped and ready for Liverpool. So a striker about to be sent on by Jurgen Klopp, with his team trailing 1-0 in this Champions League final. 26 minutes to play in the Stade de France, and Liverpool have got to find themselves a goal. Fabinho. Salah's got 2, Vinicius and Mendy. And he's on the free kick.
Yeah, Vinicius wasn't it? Vinicius just leaves his foot in there, clever by Salah. Salah's left foot. It is a foul. Good position.
They're going to make the change at this point as well. Diogo Jota for Luis Diaz.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. I'm interested to see. I would like to see Mane go out on that left-hand side and come in from there and make his arrival into the box. He's not so efficient tonight down the central. He's coming back towards his own goal. He's back to play too many times. Let's see if Jota goes down in the middle and he just shifts Mane out there. That could do a really good move for Liverpool. They're having a little chat now. He's gone over to him, just telling him where he wants him to go, and we'll wait until the free kick's taken and we're in free play to see whether Mane slides out on that left-hand side.
Needs a goal. He hasn't scored in his last 12 matches, so tonight would be a good time to end the run for Diogo Jota. Free kick delivered in by Robinson. It's so often been a Real Madrid head defending it in situations like that tonight. Here's Sadio Mane. It's not a bad ball in either. It's headed away well by Militao. Seems to celebrate every clearance he makes at the moment, Militao. This time they need the goalkeeper, Courtois.
Yeah, Liverpool's delivery from set pieces, the corner in the first half, and even that free kick wasn't great, was it? The big men have gone up, it's nowhere near reached them. This is the Salah shot, easy enough for Courtois.
Yeah, the ball that was played in back was a bit hesitant when the glides in and whip it in there with no fear.
Real Madrid are keeping the ball much better in the second half. The three in midfield, Modric, Kroos and Casemiro, have been a lot more effective, popping it around in there and making it difficult for Liverpool. Here's Salah. It's a foul on Toni Kroos by the Liverpool man.
Yeah, it was. It was a foul. Just grabs Toni Kroos.
Well, in front of him, he's got in front of him, yeah.
It's not unfamiliar, Glenn, is it, to see the three in midfield for Real doing this in a Champions League final. They've needed so many before.
It's one of the best. One of the best. Claude Makelele, alongside Cabidal.
Valverde wins the header. Robinson wins the second one. Off goes Diogo Jota. Over goes Eder Militao. Militao was trying to get the free kick, but the French referee gives the decision Liverpool's way.
Now let's have a better corner here.
It's going to be the outswinger from Robinson from that side. He was talking to Michael Owen in the build-up to the match. That's the way that they like to do it. They prefer outswinging corners. That's what it's going to be. The left foot from the left-hand side. It's another Real Madrid header. It's Dani Carvajal this time. Jota. Over went Casemiro. Liverpool get another opportunity.
Yeah, has to miss the first man.
Or at least get somebody running across the front. If it is under hit, you might get the flick on from there. But Courtois' position's interesting. He's come right out to his 6-yard box already.
Another outswinger from Robinson, deeper this time. Canate was jumping. Fabinho challenging. And away by David Alaba for Real Madrid. Was battling Jordan Henderson, gets it forward. Is Salah. Henderson. Jota coming into the far post, and Mo Salah coming in as well, and Courtois sprinting across his goal line to make another save. If they win this tonight, Real Madrid, they've got the goalkeeper to thank for it.
Another lovely play by Courtois.
Off goes Valverde. Swings it in towards Benzema, but Canate nice and calm back there for Liverpool, assisted by Van Dijk. Thiago. Alexander-Arnold, and now Salah. Need to get it back again from Mane. It's an important foot in though from Alaba. Good play then from Carvajal, and then Benzema.
Say every ball tonight that's gone up to Benzema is secure. secures the ball so well, lays it off beautifully weighted or collects it himself. Great to have a focal point like that.
Alexander-Arnold, too deep for Mane, too deep for anyone in red.
Yeah, Jota's not going in as well at the far post. As soon as he addresses the ball, Trent Alexander-Arnold like that, they have to go. The stop from Courtois gets across quickly, doesn't he?
Fantastic goalkeeping, Glenn, because he had so much ground to make up from one side to the other, and he only just got there in the nick of time, but that sums up his night tonight.
Yeah, there was a bit of anxiety in that face coming across, but he got there in the end, didn't he? Maybe with a tackle with his calf, really, but he's been excellent, given them the foundation to get the defend that they've got. Liverpool started the game well, but now's the vital time. They've got to really play under the gosh a little bit, under pressure, and play with that sort of freedom. It's very difficult when you're one down.
Just lost that bit of rhythm, Liverpool, and Real Madrid are playing with confidence out there at the moment and keeping the ball impressively. It's nice play by Modric to Vinicius, who's got Canate isolated. It's a test for the young defender. Passes the test with flying colours. Brilliant tackle.
Yeah, brilliant tackle. Back the ball. So strong, isn't he? Vinicius did the right thing, attacking him, going left, going right, trying to get Canate's body turned.
Mane takes on Casemiro, defended it well. Liverpool throwing.
They're digging in deep, aren't they? Real Madrid, every tackle, every 1v1, a block. This is fantastic defending again from Madrid. It's been outstanding.
Militao went in and did enough. Modric can then pick up the loose ball. Casemiro to Benzema, and that's a foul by Van Dijk.
Again, lovely touch from Benzema. Outside the right foot, protects the ball with his body. Always knows he's going to get the foul.
There's 18 minutes to go. Carlo Ancelotti continues to stroll up and down without a care in the world. His team lead this Champions League final through the goal from Vinicius Junior after 59 minutes. Listen there for Liverpool. I've got to say, Steve, that the teams that got past to get this far, Paris Saint-Germain, Chelsea and Manchester City, if they beat Liverpool in the final as well, there can't have been any better runs than that to a Champions League success than we've seen from Real Madrid this season.
I totally agree. They've definitely done it the hard way. Even going back to Inter Milan, they were the hard way.
Still plenty of time, though, for a Liverpool team who score goals. It's a final that's had late goals in it. Alan Kennedy back in '81, and Gareth Bale scored a late one when they met 4 years ago. Liverpool are going to send on Naby Keita, so he's going to be the second change. He's just getting stripped down below us in the Liverpool dugout, so another change on the way. Excellent tackle by Mendy. Modric just had to be careful in there with the Liverpool striker running in. It's Andy Robertson. That's a nice turnover there by Diogo Jota. Casemiro just able to pick it away.
He's had a great second half, hasn't he, Casemiro?
Here's Henderson, Alexander-Arnold through the legs of Mendy but cleared away. The man you were just talking about, Casemiro. Alexander-Arnold with space and time, and he drills one in, and it just needed a touch. It was Jota trying to reach it. Had he done so, he might well have diverted it past Courtois.
Whether he gets a little touch on it, I don't think he does. He just can't divert it, right?
There you're expecting that he's able to actually hit the target from there. He's setting lovely as well.
Keita's ready. Don't forget to join us for Fight Night Live on Saturday the 11th of June. Trevor Bryan against Daniel Dubois is part of that on the same night, UFC 275, and you can see that on 1HD. Toni Kroos by Sadio Mane. Liverpool have got to dig deep here, Steve.
Yes, they do.
Going to be a double change. It's going to be Roberto Firmino and Naby Keita, which is no real surprise in the circle.
Just going to, which forward's going to come off? That's going to be if that is the case.
Madrid have had all the substitutes warming up in this second half. At the moment, it's Marco Asensio and Nacho down there. Marcelo's had a warm-up. Kroos with the free kick. In towards Casemiro, who didn't go for goal. He tried to square it when he was in behind the Liverpool defence.
No, should have went for goal, wasn't he? Benzema was way offside. Whether he was onside or offside, let's have a look at it, but he should have just volleyed it at the goal, shouldn't he? It should have been fairly simple for him.
When we see that again, he's offside. When we see that again, Benzema goes 10 yards in offside defence, and then it's laid back across, and Casemiro doesn't play him in. He's then deemed not back on side.
Oh, late run from Casemiro.
He makes a big deal of it, doesn't he? Comes off his heel, comes off the back of his.
When you see it again, you could have just laid it into the path of Vinicius.
Yeah.
So Naby Keita coming on for Jordan Henderson. Replaced by Roberto Firmino, so he's gone with another forward.
He's got 4 forwards in there. Naby Keita.
Firmino on, a man who started the finals in 2018 and 2019, a man with 98 goals for Liverpool, and the last 2 he scored for them were in the quarter-finals against Benfica. So he's a man who has delivered when it matters on a stage like this, and Liverpool have got 13 minutes to find a goal from somewhere, otherwise it's going to be number 14 in the Champions League for Real Madrid. Time since coming on, harassed by Alaba, gets it back again from good strong defensive challenge by Alaba, but it works its way here to Mane and squares it when he might have gone for goal himself, and Real Madrid get the bodies in the way again.
There's a great block by Militao, that's a dive by Vinicius.
Waved and gesticulated towards the referee for that.
I think he's got a right to as well in many ways.
Here's Firmino, and now Jota, and away by Mendy. It's so good at that place defensively when they've needed one. Firmino hits it, this time the block made by Dani Carvajal.
They've just defended a little bit deeper than they normally would. Because they're playing Liverpool, offensive power they've got there, just back in their own box. Quite a lot of them, their bodies in there.
Jota works his way to Firmino, and this time it's Alaba.
He's pulling offside, flag up the assistants. Firmino trying to fight Sadio Mane, just was offside there. Militao down yet again.
There's nothing wrong with him, and the way he's jumped back to his feet, I think he might be right.
Yeah, it's been excellent, the referee. It's Ronnie.
One of the great number 9s in world football, the great Ronaldo. It's the Liverpool team. Does give their supporters hope that in the final 10 minutes or so they can find one, but they've got to break down this very very, very stubborn Real Madrid defensive performance tonight. I think Mo Salah's the man who can do it. Roberto Firmino. Salah coming onto it, deflected, and Courtois gets it round the post with Diogo Jota charging it.
Yeah, good reflexes again.
Van Dijk in for the corner. Konate's got in there to join him. Outswinger again, this time from the right, so Alexander-Arnold out to take it for Liverpool. Goes for the flat one, and it was Benzema who was able to block it. Excellent again from Dani Carvajal. Liverpool ball. I'm not sure why he stopped them taking it, the referee. I don't understand that at all. Jurgen Klopp was the first to voice his disapproval down there.
He wants to do it quickly, there's nothing wrong with it.
Linesman put the flag up, it was a Liverpool ball, it was a quick throw.
Less than 10 minutes to go. It's the Real Madrid supporters you can hear. It's Vinicius Junior's goal at the moment that's going to win them the Champions League. Here's Roberto Firmino pulling it back from a good position. Naby Keita, that's a glorious opportunity. He had so much time.
Could have done anything, could have stopped it, could have controlled himself. He's just hit it with the outside of his right foot and never got anywhere near. What was he thinking?
I think he was trying to hit it with the outside of his foot, but it's come off his instep and gone off his toe, and he knows he's... What an opportunity there. Nobody around him, no pressure on him as well. He's got to at least hit the target there. Keep calm, I think he panicked.
Final instructions down below us are being given to Eduardo Camavinga. He's going to have a part to play in the Champions League final, this very impressive teenager. Hasn't been a starter in the Champions League this season, but he's more than played his part in helping Real Madrid to get here tonight. Lovely touch by Salah. Still going, Salah! Courtois again!
What a save!
Fantastic save! And the celebrations and the congratulations from his teammates tell you just how important that is.
That was brilliant by Salah. Touch. And Courtois, like he did late on against Man City, pulled off another brilliant save.
It's been a wonder show by the Real Madrid goalkeeper for 82.5 minutes. In goes the corner, headed away by Valverde. Naby Keita. Firmino. Salah. Konate stayed forward. Salah gets it back again, but the challenge was made successfully by Alaba. Now they've got men over Real Madrid, and the man is Karim Benzema, and he's got Vinicius supporting him, and Alisson comes out and gets there. And it was almost the perfect counter-attack from the Spaniards. Now there's space going the other way for Salah. Champions League final reaching boiling point in Paris.
It's like a basketball game now.
Carvajal gets his body in the way just in front of Mo Salah and gets him back to the man who has to be the man of the match if Real Madrid win it, Thibaut Courtois.
Yeah, that last save was a beaut, wasn't it? This one here, look at this, touch by Salah. Another little drag. Generates the power. His right foot. Exceptional save from the keeper. Strong right arm, just hits him above.
His positional play is fabulous. It has been all night. The right position, because you're not entitled from that distance to make that save. He's normally got by within the right position.
It took him a time to settle, didn't it, at Madrid when he joined them from Chelsea, but the way he's performed tonight has been outstanding.
I said earlier on, he spoke to him on Tuesday. He's had an exceptional year. Ball by Modric.
To Vinicius Junior. Camavinga's ready down below us. Time running out for Liverpool. 6 minutes of normal time to go. Here's Benzema.
He's going to come on as well. He's strict.
This is what they do. Yeah. At some stage in the second half in the Champions League tonight, though it's going to be for foul. His part though, Steve, it was his driven cross that led to the Vinicius Junior goal.
Yeah, he's certainly playing his part.
Carlo Ancelotti's considering sending Rodrigo on at the same time here because he's stripped and ready. Expected him to be coming on at this point, Rodrigo, but I think he's going to wait. So on comes Eduardo Camavinga, 19 years of age. He's pretty much changed the game in the last 3 rounds of the competition, Glenn, when he's come off the bench.
But it's a different scenario for him, because they're normally chasing the game. Now he's got to sit in that midfield and keep the ball, make sure that he gets disciplined in his play, just to see the game out.
Benzema. Robertson there ahead of Luka Modric, and now Diogo Jota. It's a good tackle by Dani Carvajal. Luka Modric. Carvajal back to Camavinga. Is also Vinicius Junior skips away from Alexander-Arnold, back heels into Karim Benzema. Alexander-Arnold shuts the door importantly for Liverpool. Little flip by Jota. Sadio Mane, red shirt streaming forward. Liverpool have 4 up in the attack. Mane running at Carvajal, intercepted in there by Casemiro, who's been unpassable in this second half. He's been everywhere defensively.
Intercepted by Casemiro. I think he said that about 50 times in the second half. It's offside as well.
He wants to put the flag up, he's thinking about it, now he has, and he was offside.
He was offside. The funny thing is, he shouldn't have been offside. He should have just arced his run a little bit more. Brilliant by Alexander-Arnold, just trying to chip inside.
So much space out there now, so many tired players after this long, arduous season. Against Mane, Liverpool corner.
That's good play from Mane. Goes on the outside, either gets in or he gains the corner. Now the set plays have been formed tonight from Liverpool. They've decided the first time tonight they've gone for an in-swing. See if it changes anything.
2.5 minutes for Liverpool to find a goal. Trent Alexander-Arnold out to take the corner. In towards Canate. He's held everything, Courtois. Ready. Carlo Ancelotti just behind him. If he wins tonight, Ancelotti is going to have 4 wins in the competition, the European Cup and the Champions League as a coach. He's going to pass Zinedine Zidane and Bob Paisley to top the all-time list. He hasn't won it for 8 years, Carlo Ancelotti, but he's led Real Madrid on this miracle journey in so many ways. A magic carpet ride of so many ups and downs, but they've had all the determination when they've needed it. But they find themselves, Steve, a minute or so plus stoppage time away from winning another one.
Yeah. Raul, he knows how to win. Manager of Real Madrid, Castilla, his second team.
Well, this is the end of the night for Luka Modric, and it breaks the sequence because he played in 4 Champions League finals before tonight. He played every minute of all 4, but he's taken off here. Still has all the skill and all the class at the age of 36, and he's still the man that ultimately makes this realm.
Perhaps hasn't been on the ball as much as he wanted individually, but he's done a job for his team. There's no doubt about that tonight. Played with his head.
this evening.
Camavinga's header. Here's Robertson. Naby Keita. Final few seconds of normal time. Time running out for Liverpool. There's going to be 5 minutes added on. Smashed away for Real Madrid by Casemiro. Toni Kroos to carry Benzema. Ceballos, I think he's onside. He's got players up there with him. He plays it back. And in the end, Liverpool able to get it out. The flag never went up. It might have taken a look at VAR, but he was onside there, Ceballos.
Yeah, he makes a good run, Ceballos. Indeed, Liverpool try and push up again. Just messes it up when he gets into the penalty area. Here's a corner for Real Madrid. They're going to take the time.
You mentioned players tonight winning 5 Champions Leagues, and you mentioned Modric, Benzema, Marcelo, and Carvajal are going to join him. This team that's stayed together, the core of it for so long, have been so impressive. And Gareth Bale is on the bench. He's going to get another one too, Steve.
He'll get another one, yeah. Final game, final match for Real Madrid player, we believe.
Casemiro. Close to Ceballos and then on to Benzema. Camavinga. The final Real Madrid change, we think, tonight, unless they go to extra time. I think Carlo Ancelotti will try and sneak any more in. It's going to be the goal scorer who's going to make way. Vinicius Junior, whose name will be up in lights in Madrid if they win it. And he's going to be replaced by Rodrigo. Final in particular against Manchester City are the reason why they're here.
Absolutely. It's goal against Chelsea from Modric's pass, which got them back into the game. It's 2 against Manchester.
Don't forget to join us tomorrow, by the way, midday, Vanarama National League playoff at Solihull Moors, Chesterfield, and then the promotion final next Sunday from 2 o'clock. Liverpool trying desperately to find the goal. Swung in by Alexander-Arnold. Up goes Danny Carvajal. Halfway through added time. Jota battling, Ceballos battling equally as hard. Camavinga there too. Liverpool keep the ball. Headed away by Eder Militao. Nice play, isn't it? Camavinga nice and calm. Toni Kroos picks up the ball. Liverpool concede the foul. Think back to the first half, Glenn, and the chances Liverpool had, but that dominant period where they couldn't make it count.
But they've never regained that rhythm of their play, have they? Dictated the play like they did in that first 35 minutes or so. You've got to give credit to Real Madrid. They've come out in the second half. I think Ancelotti said, look, you're better than what you're showing. Pass the ball. Give it to each other, even if you're marked. In the second half, they passed the ball really well. They defended stoutly as well.
Rafa Nadal looking nice and calm, but he's a Real Madrid fan through and through.
Yes, he is.
Nerves for Marcelo.
I think it could be his last time as a Real Madrid playing as well.
And we wonder what the future's going to hold for Sadio Mane after tonight as well, from a Liverpool perspective, based on what he said in the build-up to the final. Whether the fact that Real Madrid, if they do win it, will bring the Ballon d'Or for Karim Benzema as well.
I think he will have it if they win it.
They're so near, the Real Madrid players, but yet it probably feels so far away. There's still a minute to navigate. Liverpool need to generate one final chance. Centre forward at the moment. It goes in towards him, and Courtois who saved everything, held everything, clutches the ball for Real Madrid.
Amazing how they've gone so deep. Any cross that was coming in tonight, they've defended it their starting position has been deeper than I've seen any team do it, and they've done it well, and anything behind them, it's just going to come out again. It's been brilliant to take that security.
Liverpool have to get it forward. And they will get one last opportunity from this free kick. No, they won't. Full-time whistle. Real Madrid are the European champions for the 14th time, and Liverpool's treble dreams are ended here in Paris. But the team that's defied the odds so many times to get here tonight has found the magic once again in the Champions League. They were written off against Paris Saint-Germain, on the way out against Chelsea, and seemingly dead and buried against Manchester City. But a team that has this love affair with this competition that's lasted for 67 years has gone and won it again. And it's Vinicius Junior who scored the winning goal. A cross that was driven in by Fede Valverde. Crestfallen look on the face of Virgil van Dijk, but the team in white. You factor in the teams that Real beat to get here tonight and add this win against Liverpool, it might just be the best run that any team has ever had to win it. There certainly hasn't been a more dramatic journey that I can remember. Season of dramatic wins, heart-stopping comebacks, and now they're going to get to hold the trophy once again. But spare a thought for the Liverpool players who saw the Premier League title snatched away by Manchester City late on Sunday, had their chances here tonight against Real Madrid. Will end the season with 2 trophies, the FA Cup and the League Cup, but 2 big ones have slipped from their grasp in the final 2 matches of what's been an outstanding season for them.
Yeah, an outstanding season for Liverpool. In the last 6, 7 days.